This week on Gridlife Digest, we rank our favorite Mascot platformers, share our family holiday traditions, and whether or not we consider ourselves to be introverted or extroverted. This one's for you, Grandma Binfet. Welcome to the November 8th edition of Gridlife Digest, the weekly culture and gaming podcast and the number one Kids Bot podcast. My name is Noah Friskop, and joining me for a little cozy episode, the MILF man, Micah Binfet.
Hey there. This is going to be a real cozy episode with
Real
just
cozy.
us three.
Yeah, put your pajamas on, get some a nice bowl of chicken noodle soup or something.
Get some hot cocoa, snuggle under a blanket, put on a cozy sitcom while you're at it.
Put on some Frasier. Yeah,
some Frasier. That's what I was thinking, but whatever suits your fancy.
All your cozy vices, get them all gathered.
Just put them all in one.
Just overload on coziness. You should. If you're not passed out by the end of this, you're not doing it right.
Exactly. If you're not falling asleep, you're doing something wrong. So. I mean, hopefully it's because we didn't bore you to death.
Yeah,
no,
hopefully.
Not because of that, but
I just hope we were
because you're so
cozy that you just couldn't help it. It was involuntary. And Mad Dad, Max Meyer.
Hello.
I couldn't choose one.
Mad Dad. I gotta get used to that. The new one.
Mad Dad Max.
Mad Dad, Dad, Mad Dad. I don't know. I couldn't choose
the
one.
Tongue twister.
The tongue twister.
Say that 5 times.
The
fast.
tongue twister.
Mad Dad Max. Mad Dad Max.
Yep.
Dad Mad.
The tongue twister.
Dad Max.
Dad, Mad, Dad.
I like how you're looking up in your skull. How do I do this?
Why am I here? What is
Hell
life?
yeah.
What is life? Every Wednesday, each of us chooses a topic for conversation, and we recommend a piece of media for the group and audience to check out. You can get the show on iTunes, YouTube, and now Google Play every Wednesday, and be sure to check out gridlifedigest.com to see all the content in one place. I need to update my doc so it's not and now Google Play, because it's been on Google Play more than it hasn't been on Google Play. So it's on Google Play. While you're at it, follow us on all of our social media platforms, at Gridlife Digest on Twitter, and at Gridlife Digest Pod on Facebook and Instagram, so you never miss what's happening. Announcements. I have spent way too much time over the last 24 hours writing and editing a review of Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. It will be available both as a written article on gridlifedigest.com and a video on our YouTube channel. Check it out. Send me your criticism. Roast me. That's the only way I know how to get better. So this probably is going to take a bit. There's been a lot of games coming out. What have you guys been playing primarily? Micah, start us off.
Okay, so I've been playing more Mario Odyssey.
It's a
I am
trip.
on. It is. So, where have you gotten to?
So I just got to the Luncheon Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That one's a fun one. There's lots of food around.
Lots of
Food and video games.
Food and video games.
What more do you want? That's all you need. But yeah, I'm on the final, boss. Spoiler, you fight Bowser. Big surprise.
No.
Who would've
Come
thought
on,
it?
man.
But yeah, I'm there. I'm actually right on the fight. So I'm just saving that, or not really saving it. Just haven't gotten around to it. I'd gotten to that point today, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save this, for when I feel like it. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, for me, I'd say it's game of the year, by far. I mean, I guess I haven't played every game that came out this year, so I can't say for sure, but it's so much fun. Just pure enjoyment of that game. It's amazing. They did nothing wrong with that game. It's all gameplay, and then that's all we needed from Mario. We don't need a story, a big complex story. I mean, yeah, Peach is getting married to Bowser. Okay, it's kind of a slight twist on the usual Mario, but I mean
Wait, is that for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story is
it's
more
kind of
deep.
disturbing.
The story is more
All
deep this time, in that Bowser is hopping from kingdom to kingdom, basically getting his wedding wish list, dress, ring, cake, just hopping from each kingdom. Yeah, no, Mario Odyssey. It's one of those rare games where I have literally nothing wrong with it. I don't have any issues. It's incredible. It's blissful to play. I've been kind of steaming through it a little bit, just trying to get to the end, and then kind of planning on going back and clearing out some of the kingdoms. I'm not going to get all the moons, but man,
Not all
that's
the
we got a
moons.
special game. Like I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild, but this game is it's a 10, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely a 10. I mean, yeah, there's a shit ton of moons in there. I mean, I think I saw somewhere where someone had like over 1,000 moons.
No,
It's
I don't.
like, what? I barely have like 100.
No,
Like,
I
how does that?
there's
How does
like
that work?
900. There's like 900 something. I don't think there's 1,000.
Oh, okay, I thought I saw somewhere that someone had 1,000. It's
Might
like,
be
what the fuck?
photoshopped.
That could be it. But like,
Are-
even like 900 something, that's a lot of fucking moons.
yeah, and most of them
Like, that's
unlock after you beat the game, so it's like a whole nother
Mhm.
game once you win. Once you.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So.
So it's kind of like Mario 3D Land, where you unlocked all these different worlds afterwards, or
It's the same
how does that work?
worlds. It's the same worlds, but new moons pop up in different areas within the
Oh,
worlds.
okay.
Yeah, if
I
that
didn't
makes
I didn't
sense.
understand that part. Like, I thought you'd have to stay in the one world for so long to try and get everything.
Oh no.
But
Most of them, yeah,
okay.
most of them
But-
before you beat Bowser aren't even there yet. So not really.
okay.
No point in really going after it. Oh, I just
yeah.
got real spoiled, unfortunately.
Uh-oh. Why'd you get real spoiled?
Rip.
I didn't want to know that particular kingdom was a
He's
thing.
looking-
Man,
Uh-oh.
he's looking something up.
dang
You
it.
looked something up and you spoiled it for yourself.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I didn't know about it.
Aw.
Dang.
Which one was it? Or no, you don't want to say. It'll screw it up
Just
for
a
everyone
very iconic one.
else. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
trying to
well.
find a number of how many moons there are, but it's apparently not easy.
Uh-oh.
I just want like a number, and it's just not,
Give me
not
the-
happening.
Give me the number, damn it. That's all I
People
asked
are,
for.
people are still finding them. That's why.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh
Even
my
Nintendo
God.
doesn't know how many moons.
Yeah, it's like we just put moons in there. We don't know how it works. So I
Showbread.
on the site I was on, there was another article. Zelda Breath of the Wild mod adds in playable Mario with Cappy, and it's about as disturbing as you can imagine. It's like just like super just deformed and huge. I think it's like
Can you throw Cappy?
yeah, you throw them. I guess it uses the same mechanics as like the boomerang
Bow or
weapons.
something? Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they spin around.
That
so,
works.
So it's like a giant blade, basically. Is Cappy.
Oh
The
God.
Breath of the Wild is one of the greatest and most unexpected modding scenes probably in the last few years. Like they're all just using
Yeah.
the Wii U version and just modding the crap out of it. To
I
just,
didn't expect that at all. 'Cause
ridiculous
that's a
avail.
console game.
yeah, as a console game.
It's crazy.
There's so many good like the Toy Story mods and like the Shrek mods and like there's so much good stuff.
'Cause
Emulation's
that's
bad,
the-
but don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, unless you bought the game, it's okay.
Yeah.
But
But a lot of these people are like, "Oh, I can
don't go
play
out.
Mario at 4K and I don't have to buy a Switch." I'm like, "Just buy the game, people." Just,
yeah, come on.
Come
like,
on.
give Nintendo their money. Like, just do it. To be a nice person, it's not that hard. Like $60 plus the console. What, like 400? Okay. Don't cry too much.
don't cry about it.
Yeah, don't
have you
cry about it.
have you been playing anything else, or just Mario? pretty much?
Yeah. I recently started playing Resident Evil 7.
Is that spooky?
That's like, it is real
Halloween-
spooky. Like,
Halloween's over now, though.
I know,
You're
but,
not allowed
like,
to play horror games outside of
still-
October.
Nope.
is that a law? Like,
Yeah.
no playing creepy games after Halloween. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's 7th game in the series, and
Really?
it's in first person, so they mixed it up quite a bit from all the others. The others have all been like third person, but yeah, this one's real spooky. There's a lot of getting your limbs chopped off, and then somehow you can like reattach them.
You're secretly
you pour-
Deadpool.
Yeah, secretly you're Deadpool. You can pour the first aid stuff on whatever mutilated body part, and it'll like magically grow back.
That sounds awfully
Like,
convenient.
which is really yeah, it's like, okay, what's going on here? And then there's this one part where you're fighting a bad guy, and he chops off your leg, and then like he puts down the first aid stuff, and he like gives it to you to
What?
like heal yourself.
He just
and
wants
put
you
your
to
leg
feel
back.
it. He just wants you to feel it. He just wants like,
I guess.
oh man, the shock value. Just like, I just chopped off your leg.
But yeah, here's the leg. You can have it back now. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, none of those games make sense. But it's just super funny. Like, Well, I'm assuming that your character is infected with whatever virus it is. I don't know what it's this time. Like last time in Resident Evil 6 and 5, it was the Lost Plagas. Like I don't know. Sure, I guess. So I don't know what the name for it is this time. Like it could be anything.
The
But
evil virus.
yeah, it's real fun.
The
The real evil virus.
the
will
resident
come and get you.
virus. I don't know. The umbrella virus. I don't know.
But it's cool because this game is called Resident Evil Biohazard,
Yeah.
and then the Japanese version is called Biohazard Resident Evil.
I was just biohazard,
So-
biohazard.
Yeah, so make it redundant as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what the series is called over in Japan. But yeah, it's a real neat game. It's kind of like what's it called? Those first person games that came out a while ago that were
Outlast?
really scary. Yeah, Outlast. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Outlast,
but with guns.
but you get guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I loved the hell out of the first Outlast game. Like it was a lot of fun to play. And the whole time I was like, "Fuck! I wish I had a gun to like defend myself. I don't want to run around like a little bitch the whole time."
Yeah.
But this game, it gives you that option. Okay, like you can shoot them. You don't have to run, but there is quite a bit of running, which I like the running, and then shooting is fun too. So
Even if
overall,
the gun,
it's a fun game.
even if the gun is useless, I still like to have it just to feel kind of safe, even if it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Exactly.
Alien Isolation. It's like it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna save you, but I just like knowing it's there.
Yep.
Yeah, so
'Cause
last year when
in
that was announced, when that trailer popped up and it was like, you don't know what the hell it is, and then it's pops up Resident Evil. I was like, oh shit, and then it came out and it just passed me by. So I do definitely want to play it. They have the deluxe edition coming out with all the DLC in it, so I'll probably pick that up Christmas time.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Definitely. That'll be a Black Friday find.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's a good game. Check it out. I recommend it highly.
Spooky.
It's a real spooky game, real Halloweeny.
I will stay far away from it then.
Okay.
Just get me out.
Just
poor Max.
don't even. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I
Poor Maxie.
downloaded the Amnesia collection, because it was on PS Plus this month.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never going to play it, but I'll just have it just in case.
Dude, Amnesia, the first one,
Yeah.
fucked me up. Like that game
Yeah,
is
that's why
that
I'm
game
like,
does not
no.
mess around, but I really enjoy it. It's great. Like there's really only one part that's like really disturbed me is because like the monster in question was invisible, and you had to. The only way you knew it was coming for you is you could hear like footsteps in like a almost like an ankle deep pool. So you
Oh,
just hear
God.
these footsteps coming, and so you don't know where it is, and then like just these horrific music starts playing. Like man, that game does a really good job about sound design. Like like Amnesia's pretty old now. I can't even remember when it came out, but it's still great.
So that's like, because that game, that's how freaking PewDiePie got popular, was Amnesia.
That's how
I'm
a lot of
pretty
people
sure.
got popular. That game like
Yeah,
jump
well-
started a lot of YouTubers' obnoxious careers.
Just yelling at the
This-
microphone. Oh,
the-
I'm scared.
The yelling subgenre.
Money signs.
I know like you don't like horror, Max, but I do recommend Amnesia. There's a cool story behind it, at the very least.
Maybe one
Yeah,
day. Maybe
maybe.
I'll have to get like really drunk or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
it's
probably the ultimate way to play it.
might be better. That has this really cool fear mechanic or like insanity mechanic where the main character, like if he's in darkness too long, like he'll start to lose his shit and like see cockroaches like on his face and stuff. Like there's some really cool
Jesus
ideas.
Christ.
And you basically only have a lantern, and you have to find oil for it and light it. And if you don't have oil, like you're in the dark, and then you get insane. And then I don't know. It's classic survival horror. You can't really fight any of the creatures though, kind of like Outlast, but highly recommend it. I don't know if it holds up because I played it quite a few years ago now.
Yeah, kind of an old game.
A lot of good mods too, but PC gaming.
Really, they modded that. So what have you been playing, Max?
I have been playing our first review copy
Send
of
us to us
Assassin's Creed
at Assassin's Creed Origins.
Origins that we got from Ubisoft. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is definitely a change of pace that was needed for the Assassin's Creed series. I haven't played properly since Assassin's Creed 3. And wow, I'm having so much fun. I've owned the game for 48 hours and I've already put 13 hours into it.
Yeah, boy.
Shit.
It's just so much fun. I love the Egyptian environment and the setting and everything. It's awesome because you could be, running around the desert by a pyramid and some ruins, or you could be like towards the cities with like the Nile River and like there's tons of animals. There's like flamingos and hippos and crocodiles. You could just be like swimming and they can attack you. So it's like really cool that they have both types of like environments, just like directly next to each other. It's awesome. And I don't really play that many open world games, but holy crap, this game is huge. Like I'm 13 hours in, there's still tons of the map I haven't unlocked. Like if you look at the world map, it says like all the areas, but it's all like grayed out until you like venture over there.
Yeah.
And later in the game, whenever the story evolves, I'll hit the other spots. Some gameplay changes that I like is definitely the combat. Instead of just like just relying on like a counter attack, each enemy has like a specific attack style, and you gotta like learn how they attack, and then you can do like a dodge with square if you're playing on PS4 at least, and then just like press R1 to do your move. And there's tons of like different weapons, and you have like a specialty bar, and each weapon has a different special, and you get like a charge. I use like this staff with fire on it, and once I get my special, he gets like super adrenaline, and he just goes ham. You could do like 3 hit, like you can just do combos for days and do damage. It's awesome.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. And the eco vision is also a nice change of pace, because since the environment is so nice, you can just like spend time floating around everywhere. It's pretty cool. It's not even like specific to any missions or anything. You can go to it. You can go do the eagle vision whenever you want. It's really cool. And since it's so open and there's so much draw distance, you could like see really far out. It's really cool. I like it a lot.
So with the eagle, like, is it basically just like a drone? Like you can just like hover around things and like
yeah. So basically, you know how in Assassin's Creed games it's always like, oh, find a target.
Yeah.
And you do eagle vision beforehand. It would be like highlighted. In this game, you fly with your eagle, and then there's like a little golden circle that becomes more high or smaller as you get closer, and then eventually it makes like a noise, and it says target located.
That
you can also
way more interesting to me. It's like actual eagle vision.
And you can also use it, since this is like a complete remake of Assassin's Creed. It's more of an RPG, so there's like crafting supplies and stuff. So you can use the eagle to find different areas that have crafting supplies. Like the animals, such as the deer, have soft leather, and the crocodiles have hard leather. And then there's like transports from either ships or guards that carry like stone, bronze, other coins and stuff. So you can use your eagle vision and find the supplies that you're going to need for crafting.
Very nice.
So how many pyramids have you scaled? How many have you climbed up?
Not even one. I'm just like I just got to the area where I'm in the pyramids, like by the pyramids. Yeah, so I haven't actually scaled a pyramid yet.
Because that sounds like so much fun, just climbing up a big old pyramid.
And sliding down.
And that's actually another thing about this game, is that you can climb basically everything. It's kind of crazy. I don't know, maybe it's just me because I'm so used to, linear experiences lately that like I just totally forgot that you could just like climb everything. But for example, comparing it to Horizon Zero Dawn, like in Horizon, when you could like climb everything, but it wouldn't be legit. You'd have to like press X, and like jump around really weird.
That's Skyrim climbing. That's just mashing jump until you find like a little bit of ledge that you can use. Yeah.
So it's not like this in this game at all. You can literally like climb basically anything. Very
cool. Yeah, Breath of the Wild, I think, really popularized that. I'm glad Ubisoft had the foresight to include that, because that's probably going to be the next like big advancement in open world games, where everything you'll be able to climb like everywhere. because it makes it turns the world from obstacles into just like opportunities. Like going back to Skyrim, like the mountain in the center of the world, like that's an obstacle. But in a game like Breath of the Wild or now Assassin's Creed Origins, like that is now an opportunity. Like you can go check it out and explore more. Like it makes exploration a lot more free instead of being a hindrance, which which is great.
Those mountains in Skyrim suck. Like, especially on a horse, if you're trying to get up it. Fuck no. You're not getting up it anytime soon.
But you're gonna try. You're gonna try.
No matter how long it takes, I'm gonna get the top of this freaking mountain, no matter what it takes. Fucking, 10 minutes later, screw this mountain. I'm going around.
Walking around probably would have been faster. At that point.
Or just fast traveling or something else. Screw this.
Yeah, no, Horizon had like the very specific climbing points that you could use, which was fine. Like it was kind of like a really, really simple Uncharted kind of climbing. But yeah, no, I didn't know that you could climb everything in Origins. Like obviously in Assassin's Creed you could always climb buildings and stuff, but with this being so much of landscape rather than an urban area, like that's really great to hear. I'm really kind of itching to play this game. So it just everything that I'm seeing and hearing about it sounds great. Hopefully they get it patched up a little bit before I jump in.
Yeah. I have to say, like, climbing mechanics in games are like some of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
Like going back to like Uncharted. Like my favorite parts in those games are just climbing things. Yeah. Like
you do climb
so
a lot.
much fun. You do a lot of climbing, and a lot of cool stuff is going on around you, whether it's on the train or going up that big old plane. Like I don't know, it's just a lot of fun.
On a plane, on an automobile.
Yeah, just all sorts of transportation.
A really cool thing that they added was, you know how you always get like, oh, go here, and it's like 500 meters away, right?
Yeah.
In Assassin's Creed. So this game, you can you have a mount, obviously, but since you're in Egypt, it's a camel instead of a horse, which is cool. It's actually pretty funny, just like watching the camel run really fast.
Aren't there horses as well? I swore I've seen gameplay with horses.
Yeah, there are horses, but the mount that it's like you're assigned to your character, it's a camel. And the cool thing is, you can, instead of like manually running there's now a button where you just hold X and then press triangle, and it takes you to the objective automatically.
Oh, that's great. You can just chill out.
Yeah, which is like really nice, because since the scenery is so nice in this game, it's nice to have like, you can just put the controller down or just like look around while you're just on autopilot. It's really cool.
So aren't camels really slow? Like, how fast are you getting places with camels?
That's what I wanted to figure out. Every like video I've seen of a camel, it's like, like
they just have that motion,
super fast.
They're just moving their head out, bit by bit. I'm like, oh, are you going anywhere, or are you just chilling out? What's going on?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm googling how fast can camels run. 40 miles an hour.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Did not expect that.
In short bursts.
Oh.
Caveat.
Well, what's short bursts?
I don't know. That's just I.
Not the distances I'm running in the game.
Yeah. Just a marathon camel. Yeah. Even if there are horses, like what other games let you ride a camel? Like I'm gonna be all about the camels personally.
Because I mean, this year we've gotten to ride elephants. Now camels.
Yep.
Like hell yeah. What's next?
We've ridden mechanical creatures. We've ridden elephants, camels now. I mean, I love a good horse. I love a good horse in a game, but a little variety is always good.
Yeah, horses are overplayed. They've been in every game since the beginning. Like, well, you could ride a horse in Ocarina of Time. Okay, big deal. Like the game's like 20 years old. We had other things to ride.
What's your favorite video game horse? Both of you.
The horse in Uncharted 3. That was a good horse.
That was a really good horse. I forgot about that.
That was a good horse.
Yeah. Yep. It was a real fast horse. Because you're jumping onto these trucks and whatnot. Yeah.
Just another reason why Uncharted 3 is better.
I would say that's the most fun horse I've played.
Yeah.
Because it's all like centered around set pieces.
Yeah, that's true. That whole sequence is another reason why Uncharted 3 is better than Uncharted 2. Just saying.
Pretty cool.
My favorite horse has to probably be D-Horse from Metal Gear Solid 5 because it just controls perfectly, like just like everything else in that game. Like it just feels right. Definitely not Roach from The Witcher 3. He might be one of the worst horses ever.
Oh, he's hard to control.
he's but I actually kind of put that into like the headcanon of the game where he's like, this is just a stupid horse. Like, this horse is just stupid. And they kind of self-reference that in some of the DLC, but definitely not Roach. Red Dead has pretty good horse controls. Probably not as good as Metal Gear Solid 5. Epona.
It did what it could.
Yeah, it did what it could. Epona doesn't hold up in Ocarina of Time.
No one bit.
Little difficult. Breath of the Wild's horses, they tried to make them really realistic in that they kind of behave erratically. I didn't like that. I kind of just like my horses as just like, this is a vehicle. Even though I appreciate the idea. I appreciate the thought. Yeah, D-Horse, my answer. Camels.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were we talking
Camels. Assassin's Creed.
about? Assassin's Creed.
Ass crude.
Have you done any of the tombs? Like the because a buddy of mine was playing it. He said like the tomb areas are kind of like almost like a mini Tomb Raider level. Like, have you done any of those?
Very small.
That sounds really cool. I'm not
Stuff.
into this.
I guess I'll say one negative thing that I don't really like
All right.
so far is like, okay, I guess two negative things. One is like in-game and one is more okay, so the menu navigation isn't very fun. Like, you have this little circle cursor and you have to use the thumbsticks to like move it around. It's annoying instead of just using a D-pad.
I hate that.
You
so
have
much.
to use it. Like, it's so annoying. You have to like slowly watch as it creeps over instead of like, using the D-pad and moving it pretty quickly, but whatever, minor thing. And crafting, since it is an RPG, I wish that was more integrated, maybe in like their next Assassin's Creed thing, if they're going to go with this style, more crafting, because basically all you can craft is just an upgrade to your bow to like hit better, to your hidden blade and your armor. There's no like potions, there's no else. You can't craft any weapons or anything either that I know of.
Not even like pouches, like more knives or more whatever. Nothing like that.
No.
Huh. That's really weird. I feel we've had that forever in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Huh. That's very strange.
Maybe I just haven't like used the other stuff because there's like smoke bombs that I have unlocked already, but you could just refill them from a blacksmith. So you just refill all your arrows and stuff from a blacksmith too. So I don't know.
Weird. And
but
how about the naval combat? Like, is it similar to like Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag at all, or is it a little bit more smaller scale? Because I imagine it's more.
I've only played one naval sequence in the game so far, and I thought it was played the best. I've only like barely played Black Flag, so I can't really comment on that, even though that was mostly naval based.
Yeah.
But I like this one a lot.
Awesome, because I'm a big fan of Black Flag and especially the naval combat. Not really interested in the exclusively naval combat game that they have coming out. What was it like? I can't remember what it's called. It was
I
like
forgot what it's called.
like Swords and Bones or something. I don't know, something weird like that. I love the naval combat, so that's even another hook for me. Can't wait.
But overall, very good game. I definitely like the chase or the change of pace that they have with it, and the challenging thing about it is like the combat and learning the new mechanics. But that makes it like a lot more rewarding when you defeat a certain area instead of just like assassinating everyone in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like
you have to actually think about what you're doing.
It's almost like a QTE at sometimes in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just countering and then killing.
And the level requirement is actually true. Like, I was just playing and it said level requirement 20 and I was 18 and I was getting wrecked for a bit
Yep.
until I just like kind of outsmarted them and kind of ran away, regenerated my health a little and ran back in.
So what's next for the Assassin's Creed series? Do you like what setting do you want to see next? Like, we're going more further back in time.
Can you
I have
go?
no idea. Honestly, I just want to
further
enjoy this game first.
I respect
Because
that.
there's so much still to do. Plus, there's the additional content. It says like 15 hours of additional content. I'm like, oh, okay,
Oh,
sure.
oh, nice.
I'd like to see like an Assassin's Creed game like in the Crusade times or some shit like that.
That's literally Assassin's
I
Creed
think-
1. We had that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. I'm stupid. I don't remember
That's the
anymore.
first one.
Okay.
Altair, like the
It's
whole
'cause-
thing of Altair was in the Crusades.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I just forgot the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, it's a bit of a twist. We're going back. It's like Call of Duty going back to World War II. We're going back to the Crusades. I mean, it'd be cool, especially with all the new gameplay additions.
Oh, and I guess for like you guys and people listening, there's also they're going back to the present day, but it's like new
Oh.
characters that I don't know. So I'm just like, oh,
Are there
kinda
actually
want-
characters? Because like the past few Assassin's Creed have had like very small future stuff, but like it was so small that it was almost pointless. Like, did they at least try this time?
I mean, I've only had a couple segments, so I don't really know much about it yet.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I'm just letting you guys know that it's in there as well.
I'm one of the few people that actually enjoy that about Assassin's Creed when it's done well, and it hasn't really been done well since 3. Like, I think the whole once the Desmond story wrapped up, it was like
Yeah.
it was pretty much pointless. It's like, all right, I'm wandering around a game studio, that's cool. All right, and then I just get a couple of pieces of voiceover here, that's cool, and then there's like no mention of it whatsoever in this one, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they're gonna do it, at least give it a college try. Like, I'm surprised they haven't really replaced Desmond with like a central character yet, but most people don't want it in there at all. So I don't know. They're kind of caught in a weird spot.
I want it though. I mean, Desmond was to me a cool character. I know a lot of people talk shit about him, but
I like that he wasn't a cool character. Like, he was just a dude.
oh yeah, he is just a dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's voiced by Nolan North. Like, that's all you need.
That's all you need. Like, he
just
didn't ask for any of this crap, and he was just thrown.
No,
in.
he didn't. He was just throwing in like bring back a character that's like voiced by like Troy Baker or something.
I mean,
and
it
then-
would be voiced by
there
Troy
you-
Baker.
There you go. That's all you need, and then it'll be fine.
And make him
and he
make
doesn't
it
have to
based
be
him
that
in
cool.
make him based as him in appearance too, or just make us play as Troy Baker, and we'd be the coolest guy ever. And
Just Troy Baker.
I wouldn't even want to go in the Animus. Like, I could just
Yeah.
be Troy Baker. It'd be super cool.
Just make it the #1 Troy Baker simulator.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like, all right, 75% out of Animus, and then like some little bit of assassin stuff. But he's still Troy Baker in the Animus. He's just wearing the assassin garb. He's just like, you know what?
That'd be dope.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm Troy
Yeah.
Baker.
Oh my god.
Fuck with me. Yeah, man.
Yep.
My answer for where I would want Assassin's Creed to go was feudal Japan, but now Sucker Punch has us covered
Oh,
for that, so I
fuck.
don't
Yep.
really know if I want that anymore because that game looks awesome. And even though we only saw about a half a second of gameplay, give me that game. I'm down for Assassin's Creed still doing it, but the itch is about to be scratched anyway.
What if they, went like a step above Assassin's Creed 3? Like, I don't know, go into like not Revolution.
mean
Like
Syndicate?
Civil War.
You mean
Civil
Syndicate?
War. Oh, that's true, I guess.
I mean,
You're just-
Where have I been?
I mean, it's okay. It's understandable. They could do it in
to be
America.
fair, I didn't
Okay.
play Syndicate.
Just more America. That's the
Yeah.
only reason I liked Assassin's Creed 3 was because it was America. Like, do more America stuff.
I think I've told this about on the show before, but I've never wanted to like a game more than Assassin's Creed 3 because I love the setting so much. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is really cool. Just nothing else about the game is good. Yeah, no, I'm definitely down for that. Civil War. I also,
Yeah.
this might sound a little weird and it'd be kind of cheesy, a Western Assassin's Creed. Just imagining like
That'd be dope,
that'd be
too.
fucking dope. Because they've like introduced guns
'Cause-
now at this point. Like, it's not really that outlandish. Syndicate had revolvers.
Now I'm just imagining just Red Dead where you can just climb buildings.
Yeah, but with like hidden blades and shit. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that sounds dope as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
like you have your fucking cowboy hat on, and
Yeah,
then
with
you
a- with, like-
whip out a fucking hidden blade. Like, fuck yeah,
Okay, so like
that'd be fucking.
it would be
so
just
cool.
like in Syndicate where he has his top hat on, but then he takes it off and pulls off the hood when it is in stealth. Like, it would work.
Uh-huh.
It'd be super cool.
Oh man, that would be so cool. Like, yes, please make it now.
And then
please.
as an RPG, I think that'd be awesome. But we got Red Dead until then, because we know that's not going to happen probably.
No, probably not for a while.
I'm just glad
if
they
at
got
all.
out of Europe. Like, they were in Europe for so long. Well,
That's
and
true.
I guess, yeah, they had the West Indies in there. So it just felt like there was a lot of Europe when it was France and then England back to back. Very samey. And then they just gave the French people English accents, which was weird. I don't know.
Didn't know which accents to give them.
Yeah. Well, isn't like the whole thing, it's like the Animus translates into however you understand it, like story, like plot, I don't know, plot armor. I don't know. Anyway, Assassin's Creed, good games, mostly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely
yeah.
check this one out. If
Definitely.
you've been away from the series like I have, I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it.
Especially if you like RPGs like me.
Yep.
It seems. So, like I said earlier, I was mostly playing Wolfenstein 2 and Mario, and then just kind of jumped into a couple like random things as I do. I just to mess around. I kind of got the itch to play a little more Syndicate now because I never beat it. Just the carriages.
The Ezio collection.
Still got the Ezio collection, but man, that combat does not hold up. Like that was one of the games I just jumped into for a little bit. It's like this, just the animations and just the quick timiness of it. It just does not hold up to me. Always falling off, like climbing up walls and then falling off and jumping off where you don't want to. All issues I don't really remember having.
I heard that game looks even worse in like 4K because you notice all the things wrong with it, especially the combat.
Yeah,
like, it looks especially janky when the resolution is up.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised by how good it looks because everyone, when the Ezio collection came out, it was like, oh, it looks terrible. And then I booted up and like, oh, no, this looks good. It looks very sharp. But yeah, no, I imagine at 4K, that's a kind of a downside of 4K. Yeah, it kind of makes the blemishes look a little bit more prominent.
Yep, unfortunately.
And I'll probably jump into Horizon before the DLC, just kind of get my sea legs
What?
back.
Tomorrow?
Is it seriously tomorrow?
That's true.
No, it drops on Tuesday, so you would have to.
Shit. All right, I know what I'm playing tonight.
Tomorrow.
Well, yeah. So yesterday. So by the time this posts, yesterday we'll have had the Horizon Frozen Wilds DLC. So
Yes.
expect impressions from that next week.
Yeah, that would probably just give me, you. I don't know if Matt has Horizon, but Eli for sure as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And then,
I mean, Matt hasn't even finished Uncharted 4 yet. Has he played
No.
Horizon?
So,
Which is, it's like
I
I don't know.
stopped it.
he
I don't
likes
know.
PlayStation so much and then doesn't play all these PlayStation games.
Yeah,
but
but
it's
he
'cause
also
he's-
platinums everything.
He does.
yeah,
he
he's
does.
he's busy platinuming anything and
That's
everything.
crazy.
So
Even though Horizon is a way easier platinum than Uncharted 4.
Oh yeah, by
I'll get to it
by
eventually.
far. Congratulations, Matt, on your 1,700 trophies.
Yeah, and then he has like
Yeah.
31 platinums now. And then I saw like some PlayStation article where now you can use your trophies to buy stuff.
Yeah, but
Which
it's
is
not
neat.
retroactive. So it's like you just
Yeah, it's
have,
only going forward. But
Really?
it's
Yeah.
not even that good. Like, it's not even a good
That's
deal.
bullshit.
Like, 10 platinums is $10. Like, you know how much time platinum.
I mean, to Matt that would be no big deal, but to us, fuck that. Like that's a lot of time.
That's
like, I
so
don't
much
wanna-
time.
I just
Uh,
can't bring myself to play games like that. That's just not how I
No.
like to roll.
No.
Uh-huh.
That's not, it,
I'm just-
it ruins the fun for me because then it becomes grindy because they always add like some stupid bullshit in there.
Kill 17
like-
million people with this weapon twice.
Or like you're just not that good enough at the game to, play it on the hardest setting,
Uh-huh.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
No thanks.
definitely. Too much work.
I respect
mean-
the
Games for
grind,
that.
but that's not why I play games. Any final mentions before we move on to topics?
Nope.
All right. So
no.
I'm gonna kick us off here.
Sweet.
I want to talk about excuse me. I want to talk about Mascot platformers. What are your favorites? Which ones don't you care for? And do you think we're kind of in a platformer renaissance right now? Because like I just thinking back, like there's been a lot of platformers this year, like across
Yeah.
like the major franchises. So like, which ones do you like the most? Just to start us
First of
off.
all, I'm gonna give a shout out to Jack and Daxter, Grandma.
because
Yeah,
she's
because
not here.
she's not able.
If we did, if
Yeah,
we
to
didn't
be-
mention it, she would probably, she would not be happy
Yeah.
whatsoever.
No,
um,
got that
Yeah,
out of the
but,
way.
As I said before on this podcast, that I grew up with the Crash games, so Crash is always a special place in my heart. Even though I have neglected the remake for a long time because it's freaking hard.
It's
but
hard.
Where are you at? Like,
I'm still on the very first game,
The
still
first
in the same
game?
place, like
Same.
four levels from the main boss, and I'm just like,
okay.
nah,
it's okay. It's
I can't right now.
way further than I got. I played pretty much the first island, and I was like, "This is fun. I'm kind of good for now."
Yeah,
Dang. Yeah.
It's good. though.
and I really like the the Ratchet and Clank remake
yeah.
that they made. I knew about Ratchet and Clank with like PS2 and PS3, but I never played those. Which, looking back on it, I wish I did because I had a lot of fun with the remake. And I'm assuming that's like what every game was, just a little bit different each time.
Yep, that's not even the best one. Like that's kind of like a
Yeah, that's what I
greatest
heard
hits.
too.
It's kind of like a greatest hits of Ratchet and Clank, but it has almost like a quarter of like the heart and charm that the other ones do. Like it's
So
very kind of cookie cutter compared to the other ones.
yeah, if
Mm.
Insomniac somehow had time eventually after like Spider-Man just to like do a quick, PS4 port of some of their best stuff, I don't know, I'd appreciate that.
Give us
But-
Resistance. Give us Ratchet and Clank on PS4.
Or that. Yeah.
Come on, Insomniac. We need you. You're our only hope.
Please.
Ratchet and Clank is my number one.
Dang.
I love those games. And even the PS3 ones where they kind of lost a little bit of their edge, like the first three on PS2 are kind of like, they have like some like funny innuendo and like kind of like mature humor with them. And they kind of lost that eventually. They went from like a T rating to like an E10.
Man.
I
Cheap.
generally gravitate more to action games, and that is and those games are platformers and action games, very
Yep.
gun centric. So they honestly, a couple of them can barely pass as platformers, but like Ratchet 1 absolutely is a platformer, and then they just kind of gradually go down from there. I absolutely loved Ratchet and Clank way more than Jack and Daxter, and I liked the reboot. I enjoyed it, but looking back and comparing it to the original, like it just something about it is a little off. Like it just doesn't have as much of the charm as it used to. I don't know. It just feels more vanilla.
That makes sense.
It just feels more vanilla and safe. If that makes sense.
It's probably because it's going by the movie. It's using
Yeah.
a lot of the same cutscenes and whatnot.
That's
So it's
exactly
like
right.
They kind of have to follow that format, otherwise they're not doing it right.
Yeah, that's
something like that.
That's exactly correct, and it sucks that was
Mhm.
the case.
Yeah, like why did they have to do that? Like, okay, the movie came out, no one really liked it.
I still never saw it. I was one of the people who was like, Ratchet and Clank would make a great movie, and then it happened. And I was like, you ruined the game for me. Like okay, not ruined. That's an exaggeration, but like you made the game worse. Like I'm not gonna give you the time of day, even though it's on Netflix now. I might check it out, but that's
Exactly.
whatever. It
Like,
might
I
actually
think
be
I
better.
watched the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
At least the Spider-Man game they're making is not a movie tie-in.
Oh my gosh, it
So-
looks
That's
so
true.
good. You see that trailer
It'll
at
be
Paris
a-
Games
yeah.
Week? Woo! Give me
Dang,
that.
That'll be a text game.
Speaking of platformers, I guess, do you guys think like a Spyro thing will be announced at like PSX or something?
It's got to be right.
That'd be interesting.
With the success of Crash, maybe.
And with how like
'Cause
Skylanders
Activision-
is kind of going down, like
Yeah.
the Toys to Life
Mhm.
game is kind of like waning. Like they would print money. Maybe not Crash money, but they would print money. A lot of people want Spyro.
They would. You think it would be yet again a PlayStation exclusive, since that's how Crash was?
We still don't know that Crash is still a PlayStation exclusive. Like it doesn't
I
have
mean,
the thing on the box.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, it's like nobody knows.
They keep on saying that they're gonna put it on Xbox, right? Or
No, it's like we don't
Yeah.
know. It's like they're not saying
no one's
anything.
I mean,
They're being super
who
vague.
cares if it's on Xbox? Like, more people get to play a great game. Like, who cares? I mean, Sony doesn't own it anymore, so they don't have the rights to say that no, you can't put it on this plastic box.
Put it on Switch.
Like, who cares at this point? Yeah, that'd be great on Switch.
I would
I'd love
play-
Crash on.
I would play it all the way through on Switch. Like that'd be
Yeah.
excellent.
I mean, was it Activision? They put out Crash on like GameCube. Like, fuck it.
That was the
put it
beginning
on
of
Switch.
the end. Is when they started putting on like Wii. Like that's when it all went downhill.
But I mean, Switch is a good console, so
It's a
put
great
it on
console. Yeah, put it on that.
We was a shitty console.
I just remember like just being so disappointed. Like that was truly the beginning of the end with Crash. Crash. Who am I thinking of? What do you guys think of Sly?
I've never played Sly.
Never played Sly. I played very
I never
little
played
of Sly.
either.
I've played it only very little on the Vita, and it's really fun. But it's like a mix of a stealth game and a platformer. I need to give it a little bit more time. It just, I don't know. I still feel like Ratchet, out of like the pillar PlayStation mascot platformers, is still the best, and I can't really get past that for some reason. Even though they're all very different. And really with Jack, like Precursor's Legacy is really the only one that's a true platformer, kind of in the sense that Ratchet 1 is also a true platformer. So they all kind of went actiony.
Yeah, full on action after that. But yeah,
But yeah, you're right with how many like platformers came out this year. There's like Snake Pass. There's
Bubsy.
the other one.
We got Bubsy
Bubsy.
back. Bubsy's back. Everyone's back.
Yoko lately.
Ukulele.
Yeah,
I was actually
ukulele.
kind of excited about that, and then it sucked.
Dang.
Which sucks.
did it suck?
But yeah, there's like a
That
lot.
was supposed to be the Banjo-Kazooie reboot or something, right? That right? Like spiritual
successor. Yeah. How do you guys feel about Banjo? Because I have never played it.
I've never played it.
Neither have I. Yeah, like you're talking to the wrong people. I mean, that was an N64 game, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what the gameplay looks like, so I'll
mean,
check that out eventually.
It's very much beloved.
I mean,
Very collectathon-esque.
yeah. So people have said. So we'll have to get on that eventually.
Yeah,
And the Guacamelee 2 that just got announced.
That got announced?
Yep.
That's
Paris Games Week. Looks cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Still haven't finished the first one, but I have it on Vita. Been meaning to go back and finish it. It's a lot of fun, but I think I got to this one part where you're fighting a jaguar. It's hard.
It's hard.
Yep.
We got Cuphead. We got Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania, probably my favorite Sonic game. I used to love Sonic, and then I realized it's bad. The 3D ones, at least. Old Sonic, it still has its pros, and a lot of cons. But Sonic Mania, definitely probably my favorite Sonic game. And then of course, like the game of the century, Knack 2. Like,
oh yeah,
everyone was asking for that, right?
Everyone.
Still haven't played a second of Knack.
Yeah,
but
I don't intend to either.
One day.
I have not either.
But hey, what the Knack 2 got like a 7, right?
Knack 2 is supposed to be
pretty sure they have a demo at
decent.
Target, and I didn't do it.
Like,
Decent,
nah.
okay.
Nah.
Nah.
Even with no skin
Maybe
off my
if
back,
it's like-
it's not worth it.
Yeah, maybe it's like $15, but no,
That's
I'm
still
not
too much.
spending
That's still too much. Like, I've seen the first
Yeah,
one go
not
on sale for like
spending.
$5 on Amazon. I'm like, I just can't. I just can't
Even at $5.
bring
No,
myself.
Nothing.
It's like, you should pay me $5 to play Knack. Then I'll play Knack.
Yeah, you have to pay me to play Knack. It's not a good platformer from the looks of it. But
I mean, it's a
who knows?
platformer.
Yeah.
It's. I
There's
don't know.
people out there who adore Knack. More power to them. But
There is a very small group of people out there, yes.
small minority who would just love the hell out of Knack and just shit post on Instagram and Facebook. But
Just,
we're not those people.
We're not those people. Just what a terrible designed character. Like, you look at all these characters, and I'm like, these are cool characters. And it's just like a vomit of squares just floating around.
And he was supposed to, showcase the power of the PS4. Look at all these pixels that make him all these blocks inside of this stupid-looking character. Look how amazing he looks.
Resogun did a better job at that. Also, R.I.P. Housemarque's arcade division or style, because that's a damn shame. Yeah. So basically,
Oh yeah,
They're dead.
I mean, Housemarque is not dead. They are just not making arcade games anymore, which sucks because they were the best at it. They were the best at it, like bar none. Yeah, I feel really bad because I didn't buy Nex Machina or Matterfall, so I'm part of the issue because those games did not sell. Yeah, and they can't make arcade games anymore because they are a business and they have to stay afloat. So R.I.P. We'll never see another Resogun, which sucks.
Because that was the last game I played from them was Resogun, and fucking I love that game so much. I didn't have a PS4 at the time. It is. It's so great. And the first time I played the game was on PS4, not PS4, Vita. I was like, I'm missing out so much. When I got a PS4, just like all the particle effects just made that
Particles.
game just pop, you know?
That did a
Just
better
like
job than Knack of having particles that are pretty.
yeah, way better job.
Yeah.
Like I think that was the killer app for the PS4 when it first came out. It was amazing.
I still really like the Vita version, even though it is lesser. Like just having it,
It is.
on the smaller screen, it just fits.
It's great.
Everyone fire up some Resogun or buy Next Machina Matterfall if you can. Those are games I definitely want to check out, but like I was even looking at screenshots of them. I thought they were reverse of each other. Like I thought Matterfall was Next Machina, so maybe it's their marketing was also lacking. I don't know, but yeah, RP, good games over there at Hearthmark.
Yep, great guys.
I mean, and then of course Mario, like
That's true.
the king of the castle.
We
as it
can't
were.
forget that.
Um,
They kind of started it all from the beginning. You know, Mario, the first Mario Brothers to now to Mario Odyssey. Like,
they still dominate.
yeah, they've done amazing work with what they've got. And I mean, it sounds cliche, but like, yeah, Mario is easily my favorite platformer. I mean,
Rightfully
like,
so. Like it's
yeah,
pristine.
exactly. You can't go wrong with Mario. They've done, amazing work with every single game they've done. I mean, besides
Basically.
maybe like the spin-offs and like maybe some of the 2D ones are kind of shitty. Like when they started like spamming like Mario Brothers, like the Wii one and then the Wii U one, and then
You mean like new Super Mario Brothers?
yeah, that's
like
when
that.
that's when it was like, okay, we've had enough of this. Like we don't want too many 2D Marios. Like go back to 3D. We want some more of that.
I want a good 2D
But-
like pixel art Mario. Like that's what I
Oh
want.
yeah,
Like it just
I
looks
mean,
so much
we kind
better.
of got that.
Kind of.
We kind of got that in Mario Odyssey, and then with Mario Maker. I mean,
Put that
why
on
don't they
Switch.
bring-
I want Mario Maker on Switch.
yeah,
Then
why
I'll,
not they do that? Like,
I'll stop complaining
on.
about not having a 2D Mario because we'll have like limitless 2D Mario, however you want it to be. So yeah, that's one of those games I was unfortunate to have missed out on Wii U and then 3DS.
yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
put that on
no one
Switch.
owned that console. So
Yeah,
bring it
nobody.
to Switch.
The Switch is about to, the Switch is about to outsell the Wii U in 1 year.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's just
craziness.
crazy.
The
Man.
Wii U was out for like 5 years and
Something like
it
that.
sold like 13 million or something, and
Something
then
like
the
that.
Switch is about to outsell it. That's
Well, it's
fucking crazy.
projected to outsell it after the holiday. It's of course it's all conjecture and speculation.
Yeah, like I don't really see that, but like it's gonna outsell it eventually.
Oh
with-
yeah, sooner rather than
with-
later.
Yeah, with how good of games are coming out with like Mario Odyssey, and then on top of that they got third parties. They got Skyrim and Eloy Noir,
Doom, Wolfenstein
Like,
2, like
Come on, of course it's gonna outsell it. Like Nintendo has never done well with third parties since like the SNES, but they're starting to get that back, and I hope that continues. Like I plan on almost buying every single one of those third party games just because like fuck yeah.
thanks
Third-
Bethesda.
Yeah, third parties on Switch, I can take it on the go. Hell yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah, exactly. Most of those games I probably won't end up picking on Switch just because there's better ways to play them. But I'm glad that they're there. I hope that people buy them. And from the looks of it, people do buy those games, and that's great.
Yeah.
That means more people will put their games on Switch. More games on Switch is always good. What was I thinking?
Sweet. Yeah.
What was I saying? My train of thought's gone. What is your favorite like SKU of Mario? Because there are lots of different like genres. Like, is it the 3D ones for you?
Yeah, I'd say for me it's the 3D ones. I mean, to Mario 64, like that was a great fucking time. Like the first 3D Mario, and then like the ones I enjoyed the most are the Galaxy games. So like
Excellent.
playing the first Mario Galaxy, like it feels so fresh and exciting, like jumping around all these different planets.
Mind blowing. It's like I can go around
Yeah.
the whole thing. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like some glitch where you could make yourself like continuously orbit around a little planet. Like, hell yeah,
And then
this,
you just
this is so much
You
fun.
just starve to death, and your just corpses like flying around.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I remember like playing that game. I was listening to like Podcast Beyond, and
Yeah.
so whenever I play Mario Galaxy, I think of Podcast Beyond, and
It's
vice versa.
Kelly!
But it's funny, like Beyond and
Yeah.
like like it makes me think of Galaxy, like the word Beyond itself, Beyond. But yeah, I just love that game so much.
There's a specific Walmart in my hometown that I always associate with the PSN Lives episode. Like every time I drive by it, I always think of that episode because that's like where I listen to it first, and like it's so good.
Oh my
yeah.
god,
Forever
it's crazy
ingrained.
how when you
Forever ingrained. Yeah.
It's crazy how you can listen to something and like whatever setting you're in, like it'll make you think of that setting forever, and vice versa, whatever episode you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Like works, like your brain just associates that, like your ears and your eyes are working together. Like, oh, I know where this goes.
And then it was my I want to say it was my sophomore year of high school biology class, and that's where I first listened to the "Would You Fuck a Goat" episode of the Game Over Garbage show, and where I was just like just ridiculous, like almost if I was not in a chair laying on the floor laughter, and everyone just looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like that's another one I just cannot like not separate from high school. Just like the looks I got, I was like, what could possibly be so funny that you feel the need to do this right now? It was like a computer lab. I think we were like taking a test, not like during the test, but after everyone was all done. Like I wasn't being disruptive. I think. But yeah, that's a memory that I will always have because just unbelievable. It's like, what am I hearing right now? This is great.
I always remember listening to podcasts in Spanish class my sophomore year, and like it was either like
in Spanish.
Yeah,
class.
Spanish class.
Yeah,
They're
well,
like
'cause-
habla español, and then you're just like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, like I always listen to like the comedy button Beyond in there, and then maybe like some Game Over Greggy's show in there, and like people look at me like I'm like just about bust out laughing in tears, and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what are you listening to?" Like they wanted to know what was so fucking funny, and like I didn't even bother explaining to them what I was listening to.
Like, how do you understand?
Exactly, like you can't explain that. Like, okay, I'm gonna sit down with you for an hour and explain to you why I'm laughing my ass off, and you still won't get it. It's just how it is.
I love Comedy Button too. That's great show.
Yeah,
Brap.
great. Brap.
What was this topic? Mascot platformers.
Yeah,
Mario and all those.
I was gonna say like, in general as a genre, like I think they're becoming like a resurgence just because I don't know, like
Nostalgia.
the Nintendo Switch is I think maybe a factor because
Yeah,
like
definitely.
you can just
Yeah.
those games are pick up and go by nature,
Mhm.
so that's like a perfect platform for it to come on, and
That's
it's
what she
also
said.
like meant for all ages too, right? So you can have like we're like 20-year-olds, right? But then
Yeah.
there could also be people that are like 10. And on top of that, each one has like their own specific art style, and since video game design is an art,
Mhm.
it's just a direction that each developer can take. Like not everything has to be like realism,
I
exactly.
generally, unless it's done really well, like Naughty Dog level, I generally don't prefer realistic graphics. I like these kind of more escapist type of things. Like where they're really out there and like the really innovative and creative art styles. You make a really good point about portability. It's kind of like that. Like I am generally much more likely to play a platformer on a portable console. Same with like JRPGs. Like I don't know, just something about those two genres just lend themselves to portability. Yeah. Mario Odyssey being portable is like I almost can't believe it. It's like this is one of the best games I've ever played on a portable console. Like it's so cool. We finally have like the dream of console quality games on the go. Like it's so great.
I haven't even played Mario Odyssey on my TV, like
Yeah,
exclusively. I played it right on my Switch.
yeah.
Like,
The
I don't
Switch has
see a
been
reason.
Yeah, the Switch has been 100% handheld for me. Like especially after I got that case and I'm lazy and I don't want to take it out of the case and put it in the dock.
That's
Um,
true.
I'm investigating different dock options because there are some. Basically, like there's ones that you can basically just like plug in and it'll project. But they're all kind of experimental right now. Because like
Mhm.
I don't know, all the talk was like, all right, your dock bends your Switch, your dock like scratches your Switch. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna avoid the dock altogether if it's out to murder my Switch. Like, all right, it's a
Yeah.
handheld. It's a handheld. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
No, no, don't want any scratch switches. Like, come on, Nintendo. Why are you creating a dock that can mess up your Switch?
Yeah.
We don't want to mess up our Switches. We want them to look nice and pretty so we can play them for hours and hours.
Hours and hours and
Be
hours. And
okay.
hours. Well, not
Yep.
too many hours because the battery life's not great. But
That's true. I mean, what is it, like a 4 hours at the max? Maybe 3?
it's
Like,
like with really intensive games, it's like more like 3 hours. Like Breath of the Wild hardly lasts at all. But then you can play something like I played Graceful Explosion Machine for like 3 or 4 hours before it died.
mm-hmm.
Man, that's a fun game too.
I mean, most of the time with my Switch, I'm at home anyways.
Yeah.
So I can just plug it in and be fine. I mean, favorite place to play my Switch is under the covers. You know, having it plugged in gets really sweaty under there, but you
Yeah,
know,
I'll say
it's
like
okay.
I can't deal with the sweat. Like that's a real factor for me.
And then like your screen starts fogging up. Like, I gotta wipe it once in a while.
Yeah, no, that's not a good setup whatsoever. I'm sorry to say.
But that's how I did it with my DS. So why can't I do it with my Switch? You know? Oh, I'm 20 now, but
That
who
doesn't make it
cares?
just because you've done it before doesn't make it good. Like,
No, it doesn't.
But
Yeah, I mean, I can't do that for too long because I can't breathe after a while.
yeah,
you know?
that's
No fresh
another
air in
factor.
there.
It's like
I'm breathing the same recycled air for the last 20 minutes. I can't do this.
Mario.
Lungs are cashed.
If I had to pick like my favorite mascot platformer, Super Mario World, definitely. Even though I do generally prefer the 3D ones, like just something about the way that game feels just is like this is how every 2D platformer should feel. And I know some people prefer 3, but I've always gravitated more to World. What would you say your like number one platformer is?
Who?
Either
Just
one.
anyone.
Micah, go for it.
Favorite. Wait, what'd you say again?
Like just like what's your favorite platformer?
platform?
Yeah.
Well, I think I said earlier, just
Like
I
individual.
don't know. I mean, individual, like not a
not a series.
3D
Not
or
a series.
Okay,
Just like what is your favorite
Shit.
game in the genre?
that's hard to say.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, I'd have to say probably like Mario Galaxy 2. Like,
Solid,
I
very
just-
solid.
yeah, I love that game so much. Like we were talking about earlier. I mean, it was Mario Galaxy but better.
Without
What
all
amazed
the
me-
bullshit. Just
Yeah, exactly.
streamlined.
Like just yeah, streamlined to it, like what we wanted. Like not this big empty hub world. Okay, we just got the big old Mario planet spaceship thingy.
Mario Planet spaceship thingy. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it.
That's
That's the
canon.
official name of it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we're calling it. But yeah, that game was a lot of fun, and like, I mean, I don't really remember the story in that game, of course, because it's a Mario game.
Because it's a Mario game. I know Yoshi was in there at some point.
Yeah, Yoshi was fun to control in that game. I mean, you could always like push him off the ledge
Of course.
if you wanted to, you know, throw him into a pit of lava so you could jump higher. But yeah, it was fun. And then I remember when I got that game, I remember being super offended because my grandma said, or not my grandma, my aunt, she was like, "Oh, is that for Xbox?" I was like, "What?"
What? I wish.
Yeah. I was like, "No, it's for Wii." And she looked at me like, "Oh, it was, some dumb kid." Like, "Oh."
I thought like all grandmas
why
just said
you playing-
Nintendo. Like it's like, all right,
Yeah.
on your Nintendo. Like every
Yep, that's
console's
all
Nintendo.
that's all I know. It's on your Game Boy.
Yeah, everything's a Game Boy.
Like that it's either a Game Boy or a PlayStation. Like either one. Like Xbox doesn't usually exist. It's
Yeah,
mostly Game Boy.
It's
or
too new.
PlayStation.
It's too new. It's 21st century.
Exactly. Like 2001, right? For the original Xbox.
I can't remember the date, to be honest.
Yeah, it was either 2001 or 2000. But I always remember my mom calling my PS3 the PS. I was like, that sounds weird. Call it a PS. Like, what are you gonna start writing a letter?
The piss. the piss 3.
Piss 3. We're at the Piss 4 now.
The piss 4, yeah.
The PS 4 Pro.
Yeah. Piss 4 Slim.
PS 4 Slim. PS 4 Slimmy Slim. Like, they're gonna make a slimmer version of the PS4.
I don't
It's
know
good.
about that. It's pretty small as it is.
I mean,
It is.
they did it with the PS3.
I'm
Yeah,
looking,
but that thing was
I'm looking at a PS3 and a slimmest, and a PS4 Slim, and the PS4 Slim is still smaller than the PS4 Slim or PS3 Slim. This is really hard. PS4, PS3 Slims, PS4 smaller.
I don't know. They're gonna make it smaller. Like, eventually, they're just gonna thin it out of existence.
Yeah.
Like the iPhone. Like, it's eventually gonna just be so thin. Like, is it even there anymore?
And then the Pro is just gonna get fatter. Like it just gets another stack on top of it.
It's still like a big old fucking pyramid. Like,
Yeah.
what?
A stack of
Just more and more
pancakes.
layers of like big, Big Macs stacked.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it looks like.
It's like an ogre.
The
but
Big
for
Mac
video
account.
games.
Yeah. Like, I miss having the original PS4 because it's super sexy, but
That
like the
console is
PS4
sexy.
Pro,
That console is sexy.
it is.
I'm looking at
Yeah,
mine
especially
right now.
I'm jealous.
You-
I wish
you
I could
liking
have
it?
one right now.
Yeah.
The Slim's
Yeah.
nice, but it's not sexy. Like, it's just kind of
No,
there.
yeah. And then the Pro is like it's too fat, like it's too heavy. Like why can't you look like the original PS4 and look cool?
They should have
'Cause
just
the
made
power.
it. There's so much power in the stacks, right? It's like
Yeah.
that's where they keep all the teraflops. They just
All
stack
the
it up.
flops.
All those flops.
There's so many like
Gross.
flops per stack.
Yeah.
So you add another stack on top of it. That's another 4 flops.
You get a solid 2 flops per stack. And then you can like add on kits. It's like, all right, you need a little bit more power.
Yeah.
Get
Stack on another stack for more flops. Flops and stacks.
Oh my god. I wish
You
that's how it
just
was.
You pull in another PS4 Pro, you stack it
Yeah,
on
you-
top, it doubles it.
If only it
Give
were
a
that
fucking
easy.
stack in it.
Yeah, it's like you don't need to buy like a super expensive graphics card. Like you just get 2 PS4 Pros. Man.
Imagine that's how they make it. Like, oh, you just buy like just a bunch of PS4s and just add them together, and then it gets more powerful. That's how it works, Like, oh, we don't have PS5. You just keep on stacking the
Yeah.
PS4s.
Keep stacking.
Fucking all the way to your ceiling.
Yeah.
And, oh, you can play in 16K. Okay. It's just like this big
More
old
power.
Yeah, like it's just
Oh my
all these
God.
fucking HDMI cords going everywhere. Like you have to go and fucking flip your breaker because it like freaking takes all your power from your house.
You have to like sell your house because like your power bill is so huge. It's just, like I can't live here anymore.
It's like fuck it. Like I'm playing in 60K fuckers,
I'll play until I die from starvation because I can't afford food. Just the cable management nightmare that this would be.
And like I don't know. Eventually they'd have to put in like another HDMI, so like like the Xbox One has.
Yeah.
So you can attach like or chain link them all. Like oh they're all connected in some way, so I can share
It's-
the power.
It's all connected. What was
Yeah.
was it Chappie? Did you ever guys see Chappie? Where he like used a
I
bunch
didn't.
of PlayStation.
Nope.
He basically did what we're describing, where he made a supercomputer out of a bunch of PS4s and like used the combined power to do whatever the fuck. I think it was like to like put someone's like consciousness. Like so Shuhei Yoshida guided the consciousness of this
Mhm.
person. I did not like that movie. I can't hardly remember it, but yeah, he basically just did what we're describing. Just stacked up a bunch of them and used it as a supercomputer. Man.
I know it was like the U.S. like Marines or something. They made a supercomputer out of PS3s, and it was because that was the cheapest way to do it. Was
Yeah.
just buy a bunch of PS3s and like make a supercomputer out of it. I don't know if that still exists or if they replaced it with PS4s or something. But weird, like why a PS3?
Isn't that just the best that they had at the time?
Yeah, probably. I mean, because like when it first came out, it was like state of the art, supercomputer, you know.
That cell processor.
Yeah, the cell processor, like it sounds super cool, but no, it was just super hard to program for. And Skyrim couldn't run it for shit.
made all the third-party games run like shit.
Yeah, and then played in 720p while Xbox 360 had the simple architecture and you could play it at 1080p. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Oh man. Any final mentions on platformer? What's your favorite platformer, Max?
Yeah, Max, you haven't gone
I
yet.
feel like I'm not really qualified to answer that because I haven't played any Mario really, since I'm not really into the Nintendo ecosystem.
Yeah.
And I feel like Crash is just a nostalgia answer.
I mean, if it's an
It
answer,
works.
it's an answer.
Like I said, Crash or the Ratchet and Clank reboot was cool to me. That was a lot of fun.
Man, yeah. If you enjoyed
Did not
that,
realize there'd be like so much like shooting and stuff.
they
There's like this one.
they got
really
more
cool
and more
weapon in
shooty.
Yeah. I don't remember that game being a platformer at all. Like, just I
Yeah,
don't remember jumping from ledges and ledges. I just remember shooting people with different guns. But overall, I don't remember that as a platformer. But it works as an answer. So fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, Max. What's your topic?
my topic is family traditions for holidays, and this is inspired because Micah sent a video of snow, and it
Oh,
got
yeah.
me
Oh,
in the
yes.
mood. And living here in the Bay Area, we don't get shit for like snow at all.
Seasons.
We get rain sometimes, sometimes
Feels
not.
like it.
So
When you're not in a drought.
not anymore. But yeah, we were in drought for like 5 years, so yeah. So I don't know. Do you guys have family traditions? So basically, for me, Thanksgiving, since all my family is in Germany, we just spend it with like our closest family friends, and we always alternate which house is the host. So this year it's at my house, and we're all just gonna sit in our dining room. And then my sisters are gonna bring their boyfriends, etc. It's gonna be like 14 people, just like a big family feast with friends.
Feasting. What is your preferred staple? Like, what is the preferred meal that you guys have typically?
Oh, so we have turkey with lingonberry sauce. And lingonberries, do you know what that is?
I'm not familiar.
We do not.
They're like Swedish
Enlighten
berries, kind of like cranberries, but are sweeter,
Okay.
not as like tart,
Yeah.
Okay.
So and the gravy,
I think-
obviously, and you put that together, it's really good. And then my sister makes really good sweet potatoes with like marshmallows on top, and you put it in the oven. Oh god, it's so good. And then like peas and corn, of course,
Of course.
it's a staple.
Yep.
And like
Mm.
since we're German, like traditionally we don't really we don't do Thanksgiving. So
You don't?
sometimes when no, it's an American thing. So when my like grandparents come over, we like sometimes make a mini Thanksgiving. We cook a turkey and stuff because that's not a thing over there.
Dang.
So yeah, what do you guys do for Thanksgiving?
I mean, it's kind of sporadic. Like, there isn't really like a set tradition just because my family's kind of all over the place. This is all reminding me that like we're very close to pumpkin pie happening, and I'm I'm very excited about that. I'm a big
Counting down
fan.
the days.
I'm a big fan.
I already cheated with Ryan. We like already got some from Costco
Oh man,
Damn.
once or twice.
Costco ones are the
once
best.
or twice,
Yeah,
whichever. You can infer yourself.
they start selling them in the beginning of October, so I
Shit.
couldn't wait.
I need to make that happen for myself.
Oh,
just
yeah.
just hoard it. Just have like an entire pumpkin pie just under the covers where I can't breathe.
With plus Mario.
Just suffocate by whipped cream.
That sounds like a good way to go out.
It really does. It really does.
Have you heard of people like getting high off of that stuff?
whipped cream?
Yeah.
Like the
Well,
like the spray cans?
Yeah, specifically the spray cans. They call us whippets. What they do is they
Whip it
take
real good.
the gas and then you put it in your mouth. And apparently you lose like a couple brain cells off of that. Like it's not good for you
Yeah,
at all.
that's not good at all. I don't know why you'd
But
want to do that to
you're high
yourself.
as a kite afterwards.
I
I mean,
bet.
I've never tried it. Don't intend to, but
It's not a good idea.
there's people out there who like it, so more power to them.
I mean,
But-
yeah, until like they don't have any brain cells left, but we got a lot of brain cells to spare.
Yes, so you know you can lose a few here and there. It's not like you're using them anyways. Like, it's okay.
I think I've only really had one instance of like losing brain cells because someone in like elementary school was like, if you hold your breath long enough, you lose brain cells. I held my breath for way too long, and my head I felt like popping in my brain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
gotta love that feeling.
Yeah, and then like I couldn't see straight, like it was all fuzzy and like it was not good. Like don't do that.
So were you one of those kids who were like, oh, I'm mad at my parents, so I'm gonna hold my breath until I pass out?
No, I was not, but I did a lot of stupid dares. Like I ate a dandelion in 4th grade. That was delicious.
that's not bad.
Nice.
No, that's not bad, but that's how like just I'll do anything.
Yeah, I
For the
remember
hell of it.
doing a couple of those in 6th grade. Like someone like put a bunch of stuff together on my plate, like my tray, like, oh, eat this and I'll give you $1. It was
Yeah.
like coleslaw, like mixed with chocolate milk, like just other random shit. That was like, fuck it, for $1, hell yeah.
I mean,
like,
a dollar's a
they're selling
dollar.
Yeah, exactly. And they're selling ice cream right there, so I can go get ice cream for $1 right after this. And like I ate it like a spoonful. There was no big deal. Like, okay, it mixes together in your stomach. Fuck it, it's $1.
It's $1.
Right
Like,
after
that's all that
my
matters.
ice cream, and everyone looked at me like I was a badass.
Guy, he's so cool. I wish
So,
I was as
yeah.
cool as him.
Yeah.
He
I
ate the
don't know, I
chocolate
wish I
milk
was cool as
coleslaw.
that guy.
Yeah. He ate the chocolate milk coleslaw. What a badass. We got a badass over here.
I just thought I was just baffled on like how flabbergasted they were at me. Like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. It could've
Nobody's
done
ever
worse.
eaten coleslaw before. Nobody.
Maybe they're just afraid of vegetables. I don't know.
Oh no. Health.
Stay away from it. I don't want to be healthy.
Health is overrated.
Yep. Go to the grave is hip. You want to go there as fast as possible. If I'm not there by 50, you're not doing it right.
You're not team fat. Just,
You're
I don't,
too fat. Yeah.
I don't care what Michelle Obama says. I'm gonna eat, eating candy.
Put all the Twinkies in my lunch you want. I don't want your fucking carrots and your pumpkins that can't open. Like, come on.
Pumpkins? You just eat a pumpkin? Is that a thing?
No, I'm not lying.
Oh man.
Back at my school district, they got like a new person to like pick out foods and whatnot, and she sucks. Like she'll pick out
She
like the worst.
She sucks.
Yeah. She picks out the worst possible foods, like pumpkins and like just weird ass foods. Like, okay, like the kids can't even eat this because you won't give them knives. Like, why would you eat a raw pumpkin in the first place? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it was shit like that. Like, I don't know what else.
What's wrong with
she had,
you?
but- Yeah. And then like I don't know, weird like Japanese foods. Like, okay, like what are you trying to do here? What are you trying to prove? Like, stop. No one likes you. Okay, you have like some degree in like food.
Degree.
Like, what is that
Degree-
doing?
Degree at
Yeah,
food.
Yeah, like a culinary degree. Okay, like that's just like
It's just a piece of paper. You don't know me.
Yeah, a piece of paper that says you like food. Okay, we all like food. We all have to eat food to survive.
Yeah, that's all
Fuck
it
you.
means. That's all it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like food too, all right? I don't have a piece of paper to show for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have a piece of paper. I spent like fucking $150,000 on it. Okay. You're a dumbass.
You're dumb. I like
Yeah.
food. Signed, whoever. Gordon
Yeah.
Ramsay.
I like food. So yeah, exactly. Like, okay. Whatever.
Good stuff.
But yeah. What was this topic? Traditions?
Traditions.
Okay.
Holidays for the holidays.
Who was next?
Thanksgiving.
You
or
go next
Christmas.
because I don't have any really.
Okay. So I'm next. So usually what happens, we all meet up at my grandma's house. It's been like that for fucking ever since I was alive. Like we'd meet up at Grandma Binfet's house. Like we'd all meet up and
Grandma Binfet. Oh,
like
yeah.
it's funny. Like people would be like, "Oh, I want her to be my grandma because
That's
she would
weird.
make." Yeah, like a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, she makes the best cinnamon rolls. I wish she could make cinnamon rolls for me all the time." Yeah, like people just loved her, and like I'm like, no, she's my grandma. You can't have her. I had her first.
Had her first.
Yeah,
Nobody can take that away from me.
yeah,
Grandma
exactly.
Binfet's
I'm
mine.
biologically related. You can't have her. It's not possible.
She's a fucking like tool. It's like you can't
Yeah.
just... Oh my god.
And then she also made this like invention like we had at
Invention.
my school. Yeah, it's called the cheese zombie. Have you heard of that?
No.
Nope.
Enlighten me.
Okay. Yeah, the cheese zombie. So it's basically like a cheese sandwich, but like you take the dough and then you put the cheese on top of it, and then you put more dough, and then you put like a shit ton of butter on it, put it in the oven, and you pop it out and you cut it out into like, just squares. Like it's the best fucking thing ever.
I can feel
Like-
my arteries clogging,
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say it's
and I love it. I'm all about
it's
it.
amazing. Like, and like we do fundraisers for my swim team, and we'd have my grandma make them, and those things would sell like just crazy. Like it's crazy how badly people wanted those. Like they're just selling by just the fucking platters. Like, oh man, they are amazing. I mean, some people are more crazy about them than I am, but I'm be like they're amazing, and everyone thinks my grandma invented them. So that's cool too. Like, oh, your grandma invented the cheese zombie.
Just like she's a god of cooking.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I love my grandma so much. Like, she's constantly in the kitchen just making whatever. Like, she does it for fun.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't in there because like just make food. She does it because she loves it. Like, this is my pastime. I'm retired. What else do I do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make a bunch of food. Doesn't matter who eats it. I'm just gonna make it. Whether I'm giving it to my grandkids or going out to the neighbors and giving it to them, I'm gonna make it.
I mean, if you were to sell the cheese zombie, you would never have to eat coleslaw again. Like he'd be totally
Exactly.
fine. Like he'd eat all the ice cream you wanted.
Yeah, the cheese zombie is amazing. But yeah, and then we just all meet up at her house. Like that's how it's always been. And like she'd keep it like super hot in her house. So like she'd turn up the fucking what's it called, the thermostat all
Yeah.
the way because she's like cold blooded. I just remember like every Christmas just being really fucking hot. Like,
Just like
excited.
sweating.
Yeah, just
You're on
overly
sweaters.
red. Yeah, and I'm just like profusely sweating from just everywhere,
Yeah.
especially from the forehead and like my brow. It's just.
I'm not about that life at all.
I mean,
Yeah,
to be
it
fair, it
wasn't
does snow
fun.
there.
Yeah.
That's true, but like, yeah, the reason why she's like so cold blooded is because she was like super overweight at one time, and then she got cancer and lost a bunch of weight. So that like
Shit.
I don't know, made her like super cold all the time. So that's how that worked out. But yeah, that was just like the meetup spot. Like my aunt, she works for Southwest Airlines, so she's like jumping around different states. Like now she lives in San Francisco, or not San Francisco, but like outside of San Francisco, there in the Bay Area. But she always comes back to Grandma's house. Like that's where we go. Grandma Binfet's, like, and she makes amazing food. And then she tries out her, weird. It's like one year she made this dish, and it was made of sweet potatoes mixed with normal potatoes.
What?
And then my dad was like, "This shouldn't be made."
this is not right. This is not.
Yeah, this isn't right. Which it wasn't.
The
but,
laws
like,
of
my
nature
grandma-
should.
Yeah,
This shouldn't be okay.
exactly. But my grandma made it. Like she wanted to try it.
Grandma
But-
Binfet don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, she doesn't. And then like I think I explained this to you earlier. Like a couple months ago, but she has like superpowers. Like she could reach into like the scalding hot pot of water, and be fine. Like she'll pull out like a noodle, and throw it against the wall, and she'll be fine.
Superpowers.
You just throw a noodle at the wall.
You know that rule, like you're
No.
supposed to throw it against the wall,
I
so like if it sticks, it's done or something
I've
like that.
never heard of that ever.
You never heard that?
No.
Okay.
I just taste it
Yeah.
to see if I like it enough.
Yeah, he takes it out, she just throws it against the wall. Okay, it's good, it's done.
I just
Serve it
imagined
up.
it. I just imagined like it's like a super like dramatic like anime. Like she just like reaches it and it just throws it at the wall. It's like just all the motion streaks behind it, and then just like smacking against it, like the wall shakes.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Oh my god.
Grandma Binfet.
Yeah. Like I don't know. This feels like it's just a topic about my grandma now, but she has like her own cookbook and everything too.
What? Wow, she's she's
Yeah.
legit. Shout out to Grandma Binfet.
Oh, yeah,
Shout
and
out.
then like I'm in that cookbook. Like
What?
little Micah.
How is this
Yeah,
not come
so
up?
there's- I know. I don't know why I haven't told you about this sooner. But anyways, there's a picture of me, and I'm dressed up in like a Boy Scout uniform, and like I have this little stick, and it has a hot dog on it, and this dog is like trying to eat it. So yeah, it was just like recipe on like how to make a hot dog, and we had. And I think I was like maybe like 11 years old at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, it was this hot dog recipe we had stolen from this Patrick McManus book. And it was just this long drawn out story on how to make a hot dog. And it was like just a bunch of stupid shit. Like, oh, it drops on the ground. Okay, Boy Scout takes it and rubs against his pant leg to get the sand off. Just shit like that.
Boy Scout.
Yeah, but I'll have to like show that to you guys sometime. I remember I gave that to my friend Steven for his wedding, and he thought it was the funniest fucking thing ever. Like he could not get over it.
Can you just go into a Barnes and Noble and pick this up? Is this thing published, or is it just like a fun thing you have?
It's
that
it's
your
not
family-
it's not published,
Oh
but
man,
I mean, I should send you a picture of it sometime though. Oh man, it's so fucking funny.
that makes it
'Cause
more
it's-
special. It's like a relic of your family. Just like this is Grandma
Exactly,
Binfet's
like, I'm-
cookbook.
Yeah. And I think the book is called like, oh, what dish should I make or something? She's holding up a dish.
This gets more fascinating all the time.
Yeah, but yeah, oh man, just that whole book in general, like she put like she made sure to put all of like her grandkids in it, so
Of
like my
course.
cousins are in there, and yeah, and then there's like this little drawing that my sister did. That was like, oh, grandma going to Safeway to buy food, and there was just like a bunch of stick figures, but it's adorable,
Yeah, definitely.
because it's like it's like she made that like 10 years ago, but oh man, that was fun.
You
That
gotta
was
do a
good time.
volume 2.
Yeah, I
With
know. We've all been begging her to make another cookbook.
And you
Like,
gotta
come on,
dress up.
Grandma.
You gotta dress up in the Boy Scout uniform and like replicate all of the stuff. Like just like redo it, but
The same
now.
exact Boy Scout uniform.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it really fits.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be ideal. Yeah, and then just like redraw all the stick
Yeah.
figures, but like they actually look a lot better now.
Yeah, like
And-
to do a bunch of shading on stick figures because that works.
Yep. I mean, for the head at least.
But exactly. But yeah,
Get that
I
published.
just yeah, get it published. I remember my grandma. We'd be like looking at like Walmart, and she's like, "Oh, I'm looking for my book." I'm like, "Oh, that's not how it works, Grandma."
Silly grandma. That's not how publication works. Just one tear down her face. Like
Yeah, like, oh, why is it not here? I want people to enjoy my food. But
I feel like
yeah,
how hard is it to publish a cookbook?
I feel like it wouldn't be hard.
I feel like compared to like an actual novel, like it wouldn't be as difficult. Unless like
No.
you said, she's just straight up stealing recipes. I don't know. I don't know if that'll go over well.
No, I mean a majority of it was like other people like donating recipes,
Okay.
and then like her putting in her own and like her twists and whatnot. So it was just like that one that we had stolen, but like that was fine. Like no one read those books anyways.
I want this to happen. I want to see this cookbook in store shelves everywhere in Walmart, so that she can so she can finally, have the satisfaction of everyone tasting her hot dog recipe.
my hot dog recipe, because it says it was donated by Micah Binfet.
Oh, it's your excuse me, it's your hot dog recipe. Like
it's
people need to be exposed to this.
Yep, everyone needs to see this. It's an amazing moment in my life, I'd say.
Like a time capsule.
Yeah, like who else can say that they were in a cookbook made by their grandma?
Grandma.
Definitely not me.
Definitely not me as well.
Exactly. Like I thought that was normal. I thought all people had grandmas that cooked real well and were in cookbooks, but I guess I'm the only one, or one of the only ones.
That's kind of a stereotype, but your grandma is the stereotype, and it's wonderful.
She is the stereotype.
That's like great stereotype.
It's a wonderful. Yeah, you can't get that wrong. I mean, how is that a bad thing?
Yeah,
having a grandma that cooks. It's not. I mean, it might be bad for my body, but
the sweating part's not great, but everything else. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I love my grandma. She's amazing. She let me live in her house for a while, and just love the heck out of her. And shout out to my Grandma Binfet. She's amazing.
Shout out to Grandma Binfet.
Episode 15 is dedicated to Grandma Binfet. Officially.
That's really the name of it.
Yep.
So I really want to send you a screenshot of that now, of the fucking the picture of the
cookbook.
The cookbook, the cover, because it's amazing.
Yeah, I need to see this. All right, any other traditions?
I guess I can go through my
Christmas
Christmas ones.
Go for it.
So like we're kind of weird where we get our Christmas tree. Like we get a real Christmas tree and we get it late, like towards the middle of December.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of people have it already, up the beginning of December. And then we decorate it on the 24th in the morning with like Christmas music playing. And then we kind of just chill until like 4:35 and we go to church. And after church, we go look at lights. There's really good like neighborhoods here that do like entire blocks worth of lights on their house. It's like a community thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's really cool. They go all out. Like they have this 2 years ago, they had these like huge reindeer. Like every single house in that block had like this huge rain. It was like really cool.
Talk about a power bill.
And then after that, we go home and eat some appetizers and sing a bit of Christmas carols and open presents, and then end the night with chocolate fondue. It's like it's the best day of the year.
You have like the picture book, like pristine Christmas, like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like really family tradition. It's never changed. The only thing that's changed recently is we used to like sleep under the Christmas tree in the living room. So we would like move all the couches and put sofas there.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be me, my younger sister, and my younger brother. But now that they're all in like relationships and shit, and I'm like,
all the
not
grown ass adults.
I don't want to just like sleep there alone, so I don't do that anymore either. They broke that tradition I think 2 years ago now. So
just the only one, just like
yeah. Plus, like my dad usually wakes up at like 6 a.m. the next day. I swear he's always up at like 6, and it's in the middle of the living room.
So he just like
and so I'm like,
through
nah.
everybody.
Yeah, no thanks. But yeah, I have like a really good tradition when it comes to Christmas. Hasn't changed much. It's really awesome. Can't wait for it this year.
It's the way to do it. Yeah, I don't really have anything. It's very sporadic.
Yeah.
I'm never in the same place every year.
So I'll add a little bit more to my traditions. Since I kind of got sidetracked to start talking about my grandma.
No, it's a good sidetrack. That's what we're here. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, we go and we open presents, and well, usually, so before then we go to church, the Christmas service, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then we come back and eat, and then right after that we open presents, and then we do it from youngest to oldest. And so like I'm the oldest grandkid, so it takes fucking forever to get to me. Like I want to open my present. Come on, like hurry up. But that's just how it is.
Let's keep the show moving. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, like, come on. Let's do it. Come on. Like hurry up. Open those presents. But and then after that, the adults they end up playing the white elephant Christmas gift exchange. So that's always fun to watch because they get fucking brutal, you know. Like I want that present, you know. Like screw you.
I want
that
one. I want the best one. Like, fuck
Every
someone
time.
Out of the way.
But, yeah.
Away.
But I'm hoping maybe like this year I'll be able to join in on that because I'm like quote unquote an adult.
Yeah,
so.
you're a grown ass man now. Like you should be able to do some white elephant. You should be cutthroat.
But they said, yeah, exactly. Like that looks like fun. But
I want to tackle a family member.
Oh, yeah. But they keep on saying like, oh, if you do the gift exchange, you know, you won't get the normal presents. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. You give shitty presents anyways.
It's really not a downgrade.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have my own money that I can buy my own shit with. Like it'd be funny to get some shitty gifts once in a while.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that's usually how it ends up, and then we stay at grandma's until you know, like I don't know, maybe like 12 in the morning, and then go back home, and then at my parents' house we wake up, I don't know, like 8 in the morning to open actual presents. And we'd be we'd be waiting for my dad to actually wake up. Like, come on, Dad, wake up! You know,
Dad.
Everyone has to wake up to
Dad.
open presents. Yeah, come on,
Come on, what are you doing? Come on, let's go, Dad. Dad, please, Dad.
Yeah, and then after that, we go to my other grandma's, which is the grandma's I live at right now, Grandma Glatt. So we come up here, and then it's totally different story. Like when we open presents, it's like free for all. Like anyone can open any present at any time.
It's just
like hell yeah,
just like Thunderdome.
Yeah,
just like...
yeah, just freaking wrapping paper everywhere. It's just a big nasty mess, and then it's over in like 5 minutes because everyone's opening them up like as fast as they can. Like,
we don't need to savor it. That's not a thing.
That's kind of what I hate about that.
Yeah, that's not good.
But it's fun. I mean, you know, same thing. Eat and open up presents, and you know, that's pretty much it.
That is over immediately.
Yeah.
We'll see you again next year.
Yep. Okay. And then there we go. But yeah, those are my traditions for my big crazy family.
Very good.
Sweet.
Very good. Micah, what's your topic?
So my topic is extroverts and introverts. Which are you, and how do you feel about it? So for myself, like I've been an introvert for, you know, I guess since I was born, because that's how that works. And I've always been just super nervous around just big groups of people. Like just how I am. Like I'll be in the corner, you know, like, oh, I want to talk to these people, but I can't, you know. Like it sucks, but it's part of life. Like you can't help who you are. Like they say introverts, they get energy from being by themselves, and then extroverts, they take energy from, you know, they don't suck energy from people. They
sap energy from everybody.
Yeah.
Vampires.
They get energy from you know, being around other people. Like that's just how it works. But yeah, I just want to know like what you guys are and how you feel about it.
You can go first, Max.
So I am definitely an introvert, but I feel like I have more extroverted tendencies than a lot of other introverts. Like I feel like I'm pretty social and stuff. It's just that I don't know.
So you're kind of in the middle a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the middle because I only like conversate with people that, you know, I'm close to, and you don't really get close to somebody without, you know, reaching out.
Conversating.
And if I don't feel like that they're like worth my time, I'm not gonna like, you know,
they're not worth my time. I don't
Yeah, I'm
need
not
to
gonna, like-
associate. Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say though,
yeah,
right?
no, that's
Like,
that's
I'm
how
not
I am
explaining
too.
it.
That's how I am too.
But like if I'm invited at like a kickback, like I'm not gonna go like talk to somebody random there. I'm just gonna stick with my like close friend
Yeah.
that invited me or whatever, right?
Group of
Mhm.
Like I'm
homies.
not gonna go branch out to some random person that I probably will never see again. And if I do, it's just gonna be like super lame conversations.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not super meaningful.
Super fake, like
Yeah.
canned. Like,
Yeah. Like if it's not real, why am I having this conversation with you in the first place? I don't gotta talk to the people that I'm gonna have a meaningful conversation with.
Yeah.
And I feel like this kind of spans to like even like just talking to people like through Snapchat or whatever. Like if you don't have anything like interesting to say, like if you're responding with a ha 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 and okay, like,
Yeah.
fuck you, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah,
ha ha
know?
ha ha ha.
Yeah, I hate those people. Like, oh, if you want to keep on talking to me, like respond with something that I can respond to.
And don't just
know?
send like memes or gifs or something. Just like
Yeah,
actually
exactly. Like our
make an effort, you know?
and emojis and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like come on. Like if you want an effort from me, like you have to put forth the effort also. Like and don't get mad at me for not responding. Like okay, it's because you weren't interested enough to begin with. Like try a little harder.
I don't have anything good to say, but answer me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just.
But yeah,
just how it
definitely
is.
like staying inside playing video games as I did this weekend. Fuck yeah. Like
Yeah.
13
13
hours.
hours and 48 hours, or whatever you said.
Of Assassin's Creed. Let's go. To be fair, I still saw my best friend, and I might see him again after I eat. So, see,
I mean, best of both worlds. You got it all
Introverted with-
figured out.
Yeah, it's
extroverted
working out. And then like I feel like video games can be social, like talking to people online or even as you're playing a single game, just talking to them in the party chat.
Yeah.
They definitely can be.
Exactly, it can be, even though I don't like to be social.
Yeah, I don't like
But-
to. I usually, typically, besides of like, you know, every once in a while, definitely a solitary gamer.
But I mean, even what we're doing right now, podcasting, like that's social, whether we like it or not. You know, we're talking to each other.
I don't like
Yeah.
how social it is. Ugh.
We're just
I'm not
in our
talking
own
to you
separate
guys.
rooms, you know.
Yeah, but hey, it's talking to each other, even if it's over the internet.
Yep.
I mean, it'd be this on the same room, you know, talking to each other and recording it. I mean, that's kind of why I wanted to start podcasting, was because I wasn't super good at socializing with people. So I figured this would be a step in the right direction. Like, okay, I'm talking to a close group of people, and then maybe we'll bring in guests once in a while, and it's gonna help me in the long run. Like, it's gonna help out. Nothing but a good thing.
Yeah, that's
But,
selfishly another big reason why I wanted to do this too, is like to make myself a better speaker and to be able to communicate more effectively. Yeah, not necessarily
Uh,
social skills, but just like eloquency, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like you're already really good at it, Noah.
I try, but I don't
you-
feel like I
you're-
am. I don't feel like I am. Not
I mean-
effortlessly, at least.
Because you're well spoken, like compared to like me or Max. Like it's just kind of how it is. Like you just have better speaking skills than the rest of us.
No, I appreciate
Like
it.
I listen to myself and I'm like, fuck, I mumble a bunch. Like I need to work on that.
I used to be
like,
so bad at mumbling, dude.
really.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just a teenage boy problem. Like we just mumble a bunch.
maybe. I've
like but anyways, like at work, like we all fucking mumble, especially Rob. It's like, okay, we can't understand a fucking thing you're saying, like, you know.
yeah.
So most of the time it's just nodding, like yeah, okay, you know. Because most of the time it's just saying bullshit. Doesn't even matter.
Well, this doesn't add anything to what's happening whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. So it's just a bunch of filler, you know. Just
You
a
know.
bunch of sawdust inside the horse meat.
It's so
Taco Bell.
What the hell?
Man.
Yeah, I mean that's all Taco Bell is horse meat and sawdust.
my
I don't
gosh.
want
That's
to
it.
I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think
I
about
mean,
that. I love it too
They
much.
put a bunch of salt and all sorts of seasonings, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's like it might as well be what it's supposed to be. Just put
Yeah, it's
enough
okay.
seasoning on it, and it works. But, I'm
It's
definitely
somewhat.
an introvert. But I'm not nervous or about it. Like, I kind of don't care. I'm like content with it, if that makes sense. I've tried to, in some ways, overcompensate, especially when I'm at work. Like, I try to be a little bit more outgoing, and I end up just being a really sarcastic asshole. But I enjoy that because everyone else at my work are sarcastic assholes most of the time, so it works.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm still trying to find a middle ground where I don't come off like an asshole, but then also am outgoing. So I'm still struggling with that, but I don't necessarily get nervous. Like I'm never nervous talking to people, if that makes sense. I just don't prefer to. Like I can go the whole day without talking to people, and I'm good. That never happens, but yeah. No, definitely I prefer. And then games. Like I generally am a single player guy, except for the notable exceptions. We need to play Fortnite one of these nights because they got we still got all those updates. Still got all those updates.
Yeah, I haven't played it so long.
Yeah, I'd be down anytime.
Let's do it sometimes. Let's be so much social and play a game together. We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, just schedules are hard, especially when you're on roofs half the time. So.
Oh yeah. Gotta be on those roofs for another month now, and I'm done.
So you just like
don't slip and fall, dude.
Yeah, don't do that, please.
Yeah, I try not to, but
Have you like fallen off a roof?
Can't help it.
Have you like slipped?
I have.
You have?
I have.
Man,
I have fallen off a roof.
Oh.
Have I told the story?
I don't know if
have
you
I
did.
Told this?
I don't know if you did.
Okay. So it was on a real steep roof, and I was climbing up the ladder, and then when I got to the top of the ladder, there was a rope, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab onto the rope and get up the roof. So I grab onto the rope, and like, oh, it's not taut. Fuck.
Fuck.
I go, and it's in between this like, I don't know, like pillar type deal and the ladder, and I'm like trying to cushion my fall, push against the pillar and the ladder, like no, fucking like Samus, like but I fall like right onto the concrete, and fuck, that hurt. Well, it didn't really hurt because I was in so much shock.
Yeah.
And then like I had the wind knocked out of me, and then like Nick, the foreman Nick, he was like, oh, can you breathe like it? I was like, no. And then like eventually I could breathe. But yeah, I had the wind knocked out of me for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I had my it was like just a tiny crack. And then I had to go in and get surgery for that because they said if they didn't fix it, I'd get arthritis later on. So yeah, I went for surgery for that, and they put me out, and I have a scar on my elbow.
Got a badass elbow scar.
Well, just one of the elbow scars. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably can't because webcam's real shitty.
So this is an audio show, but he is showing his elbow to us. But the glare makes it so you really can't see. Oh, I can see it now. Okay.
Okay. So it's a little pink thing.
We're going deep, taking a deep dive into Micah's elbow scar as we speak.
But there's a little pin inside there they use to keep the bone.
That's pretty big. Do you ever flirt with that?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I got this cool scar. Like, check me out.
I don't. I should use that to my advantage more.
It's like I got the wind knocked out of me from a roof because the rope wasn't taut. What's up?
It was actually the fall or the hitting the concrete. That was more what knocked the roof or the wind out of me.
God, that must have hurt.
I mean, like I said, it didn't because I was just in shock of that actually happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it feel slow
the fucked up thing
fast?
Was,
like, did it all happen?
It felt
really
slow.
It felt really slow. Okay.
It felt super slow. Like Joey was on the ground. He was like, "No, Micah," I'm like all falling.
No.
And then Nick was talking to my dad on the phone, and like I heard him as soon as I hit the ground. He was like, "Oh, your son just hit the ground." He just fell off.
It's like,
And then like as soon as I happened, like or after I got my breath back, Nick gave me his phone and I was talking to my dad. He was like, "Okay, well, you're gonna have to drive home." And I was
What?
driving one of the work trucks and it's a manual. So I had to drive with a fucked up arm
that's not
with the
okay.
stick shit. No, and I had to drive like a good 45 minutes like that. And
No,
it sucked.
that is not. I'm not a fan of that at all. Not-
Using my left arm for everything. So that includes turning the steering wheel and shifting. So
oh my gosh,
that,
this
that
is not safe for anybody on the
it
road.
wasn't.
Man,
No, but I had to do it. You know, I had to get home.
gotta do what you gotta
But
do
exactly.
to survive.
Yep. So, you know, I was okay in the end. And the nice thing was like I got that sweet compensation money.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, so
It all
I
worked
made
out.
I made like 2,500 off of just breaking my arm.
So I should go jump off a roof.
Exactly.
Like, this sounds like a
Would not recommend.
decent deal. Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, $2,500.
Yeah, that was over like like a month or two. Like this is more money that I actually make like working.
There's like
Hell yeah.
every time you go to a job, you just like accidentally
Yeah.
just launch yourself
mean,
off the side.
there are people who will do that. Like they will do that on purpose.
That is not okay. That is.
And they will make a shit ton of money. Like Rob was telling me the story about his brother who was painting on a job and like his back hurt previously. So he said after a while, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I don't like this job. And then he told his worker or his boss, he was like, yeah, I hurt my back and all that. And then it was a big company. So he made like $90,000 off of the settlement.
Oh my gosh,
Jesus.
dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's people who will go out there and spam that. Just go to these big companies, be like, yeah, my back hurts, and then make, you know, $100,000.
My back
Like
slightly,
that's a career.
slightly aches
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I could go into roofing, not even know how to roof, and then just
Yeah.
hurt myself and make so much more money.
Yeah. You can.
This
It's
isn't
fucked up.
This isn't a good idea, but it's enticing.
It is.
I would be lying if I say it wasn't.
I mean, yeah, you might end up with like a fucked up back for the rest of your life,
Well,
but fuck it.
It's an
funny.
art. You have to do it in such a way that you're not crippled for life, but that it looks believable. So
Exactly. Like,
instead of learning how to actually roof, that's what you have to learn how to do.
you just hurt yourself just enough.
Yeah,
you know?
just
like,
enough.
just break a bone here and there, and like, oh, I got money now. Like
90,000 in the bank.
Like if I wanted to, like I could have made so much more money off my dad. Like I could have just taken him to court and everything. But like he's
But
my
that's
dad.
your
Why
dad.
would I do that?
That's your dad. That's asking for a lifetime
Yeah.
of yeah.
Yeah. Screw that. I don't want to screw my dad. Like no, I just want to come back to work later on. Like remember that whole time I was super depressed that I couldn't work. I couldn't be on a roof, but hey, I got $2,500 out of it, so it wasn't that bad.
It's a decent trade-off.
Yeah.
Introversion.
I don't know how it got there.
Moral of the story:
God.
fling yourself off a roof if you need money.
Yep. That's how you do it. Just go and like get hired and then jump off a roof as soon as you can. And you make money.
I wonder if it'll work at my work. It's like I found myself on the roof somehow, and then I got launched off. Like,
I mean,
workman's comp or what? Like,
you could like maybe like, cause you said you work the ovens, right?
yeah, most primarily.
Okay, so you could just get like some serious burn.
I don't want that.
And be
That
like,
sounds
where's
bad.
my workers' compensation?
I just stick my hand
Exactly,
in the oven. I
screw
just
that.
stick my hands like, where's my workman's comp?
Where's it at?
my flesh is sizzling off my bones.
Like, where is it? Give me my
Where is it?
workers'
I need
comp.
it. I need it now, please. My hand's burning. Please give it to me.
Please.
There's only so much time I can get out of this.
They're like, oh, you don't get any because you're just big stupid.
Yeah, because they're just being stupid. It's like, it was an accident, I swear. It's like, well, the camera says it sees you just blatantly sticking your left arm into the oven. Like, it's not looking good for you.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Yep. But if you hire someone to come and then like I don't know, press your face up against
Oh
like
my
a
God.
burning fucking I don't know whatever they use for
Not my
making pizzas
face.
nowadays.
Not my face. Do like my left hand, like my
Yeah,
left hand, just like the palm. Just
you,
ow, it
you
hurts.
yeah, but
Where's
like a
Cup?
simple burn like that won't give you much. Like
That's
you
right.
need
I
something.
gotta go all in.
Yeah, like you have to do the face. Like you have to look like fucking Two-Face to get the money. Like that's how it works.
Harvey Dent. Can we trust him?
Yeah. Yep.
I'll be
Gotta look like
Two-Face.
Harvey Dent to
I'll
get
be Two-Face
workman's
for
comp.
for $100,000.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Like that'd be sick. That'd be the permanent Halloween costume plus
Yeah, dude,
$100,000.
I'd carry the coin around everywhere. Dude, I'd be totally down.
Yeah.
I just shoot people
Yeah.
randomly.
Just
Then I'm an actual supervillain.
Yep. That sounds like fun. I'd be down for that. Or you'd be down for that.
I wonder realistically how long you could survive if you look like Two-Face. It's like you'd be exposed constantly to so much shit in the air. Like
That's true.
it's not a good idea.
I mean, eventually you would heal.
I don't know
Right?
about that. Not
I mean-
that level of burns. I mean,
Plastic surgery.
So what would it be like? Just constant like open.
just open wound.
I don't know.
I
Open
mean,
wounds.
it would probably heal a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on half of your face being melted.
Huh.
unfortunately.
But yeah, you would get a serious infection and probably die. Like
Yeah, but I'll have $100,000.
exactly. Hashtag worth. You're
Worth.
fine. Go and invest that, and you're good for the rest of your life.
And it's like at my funeral, they're like, "Yeah, sorry guys, I did it on purpose. But I spent all the money and you don't get any of it. So sorry.
Screw you.
Screw you guys."
I took the money with me to hell.
Spent it all.
That's how it works.
I spent it all on my counterfeit roofing business.
My counterfeit.
Yeah, it just
roofing business.
hires people to jump off and then like just win court settlements and then make it just a fortune.
No, I'm sure that's a thing. Yep.
It's
It's
gotta
a
be.
fake roofing business.
I mean, not
Yep,
it
and
doesn't
people
have
just
to
gotta jump on.
specifically be roofing, but like there's got to be businesses out there that just hinge on accidents.
Oh yes, easily. Yeah. I without a doubt that happens easily. But
Any-
yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Probably not. Probably not a great idea. Money's not everything. It's not worth it. Don't be
No,
Two-Face.
it's not.
You'll die of
Yep, don't be.
horrible pain.
Nope.
Any final thoughts on introversion versus extroversion? I'd like to actually
Just
go.
be yourself.
Yeah, be
Know
yourself.
who you are and like play to those strengths.
Amen. Don't be ashamed of who you are either.
Yep.
Just you do you.
Exactly.
I'd like to come back to
That's
this
one
one
thing
with
I've
other
had to work
people.
Yeah, exactly. We need more extroverted people in here. Maybe like Emma or something. Like they know what it's like. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions, but
Exactly.
I don't know.
I don't want to say it conclusively. We'll get other takes in here later on.
We'll do that.
So now it is time for I recommend, where one of us recommends to the group something for the others to check out. It can be anything. And last time we were recommended. It's been a long time. We were recommended the
Yes.
Netflix and Addy Shankar's animated series Castlevania. Just one quick aside.
Yeah.
Fuck Konami. What did you guys think of this? I know Max. You only watched one episode, right?
No, I've watched the whole thing.
Okay, awesome,
I
excellent.
watched I watched all 4 episodes
It's very quick.
because it like really grabbed me in. I have no idea what Castlevania series is about. I never played any of the games, so like the first episode ended and I was like, what? I kind of like this right now, and then just like that intro. I like this guy. Let's see where this goes. And I don't know. I don't really watch animes at all, so that's like also another thing. So
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that it hooked me as much as it did.
It's
But it's really not an anime.
yeah, I believe
Yeah,
it
I know,
was
but like
it was American.
like cartoony, like I don't really watch
The
that.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
guess
it had
so.
an anime
Yeah.
it had an anime style to it, but I think it was an American animated thing. But I think it was by the same company
Yeah,
that did
'cause-
Adventure Time. Actually, retroactively now I'm thinking about it.
Wow.
But yeah, they that series retroactively made Trevor Belmont like one of the best video game characters. It's just I don't know, just he's like so just like dry, just his dry wit. He's just like, oh, I guess I'll fight the monsters, and
Yeah.
like,
He acted like it was no
fine.
big deal.
I'm just trying
Like,
to
fuck
eat like
this.
right now. Like, do you guys seriously want to pick on me? Like, you're going to die.
Yeah. Like my main goal in life is to go from town to town and get fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. But I guess I'll fight.
I want to eat. I want to shit. I want to eat. I want to move on. Like that's
Yeah.
all I want.
Feel like an animal for a bit, and then I'm good.
He had that dope like fur cloak that was just like obnoxiously huge. Yeah. You know, they made
he
Castlevania like really morbid, and like it always had like the horror undertones, but this one just really went all out. And I cannot wait for the next season because like they ended it right where I expected it to start, honestly, which is at the start.
Exactly.
That was a plot twist to me. I was like, what? Oh, okay.
Because that's where
Dang it, cliffhanger. Now I gotta wait.
Yeah, that's where Castlevania 3 starts, is with all of them going into the castle. There's a little bit before that, but yeah, it's like they take an NES game with paper-thin story and flesh it out to such a degree. Like, this is what video game adaptations should be. Like, honestly. Maybe not every time.
Exactly.
Because it was just kind of like a blueprint. Like, most things past the NES era have a little bit, clearer guidelines and, like, actual fleshed out story. But the way that he just took, like, the basic beats and just fleshed it out to such a degree, like, I loved it so much. Like, I hadn't even thought about, like, the church being involved while playing Castlevania game. Like, obviously they would be. And, like, how they're corrupt and, like, they're just, like, they're armed, like, tax collectors. And, like, and then he, like, whips the dude's finger off. And, yeah, and it's super brutal on top of it all.
Yeah.
And then he fucking whips his eye out.
Oh, yeah.
And then later on in the series, he stabs his other eye out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, oh, get wrecked, dude.
Get wrecked.
Give him
Yeah,
a break.
I mean, he kind of deserved it. Those guys were terrible.
Yeah, they're a bunch of assholes. Like, I love God. Okay, I'm a priest, but I'm a big bully in the end.
Yeah. Just the way that they
Screw
tackled
those guys.
Just the way that they tackled that notion that like in the Middle Ages, like the church was basically the presiding ruler. It's like the biggest priests were like bigger than kings a lot of the time, and like just how like the I can't remember what his name was. It's been a while. I haven't seen it since it came out, but like the main priest, like he was just like a power hungry, like just delusional, like just maniac. And I really enjoyed that. Like this game, I just keep remembering. Like I kept watching. I'm like, this was an NES game. Like none of this happened, and yet it's all very captivating. And might have one of my favorite portrayals of a vampire ever. Just like this super powerful, like just force that you just cannot even come close to defeating. Very good stuff.
Yeah,
they didn't even have Dracula in this whole series. It was Alucard, which I mean, he's more of a badass in his own way.
I mean, Dracula was primarily in the first episode.
The very beginning, yeah.
Yeah, and then
was he?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was him who was angered about his wife getting killed, and then unleashed the whole thing.
You're right.
You can't have Castlevania without Dracula. Yeah, I wish we saw more Alucard, just because like the way he moved was like it was straight out of Symphony of the Night, and it was so cool. And then it was over.
Dope.
And then it was over. I was like, dang it. He's like, oh yeah, and the great line is like, you wanna talk to like your vampire Jesus or whatever.
That was great.
It's so good.
Oh god.
Season 2 has been greenlit. It is coming, I believe, next year, but it can't get here soon enough. I just wanted to carry on the vampire trajectory that we had coming off of Nosferatu. It's a little bit of a different take.
Very different.
Very different. Even though they're both technically off the same source material of Dracula. Two very different interpretations. What did you think about the... What's her name? The like mage character, because I feel like
her name too.
I forgot her name. I haven't seen it since it came out, and I
Starts with an S.
Starts with an S. Castlevania 3.
I think.
Castlevania 3 characters. And I wonder.
And she was cool.
She was cool.
She was like helping him.
Mm-hmm. So Alucard,
But,
Sypha,
first
Sypha. That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Sypha. That's her name. Okay.
Because he was like
Yeah,
kind of
first-
cornered, and then she helped him, and I was like, oh, dude, they're teaming up. Let's go.
Yeah, and
Because
then
it was like him and his like whip thing, and then her and her magic. They were just shitting on people, and the demons.
But at first, she seemed like a super bitchy character. Like, oh, I hate you for saving me.
yeah,
Like, what's your
seriously.
Yeah.
problem?
And that Cyclops,
Like, okay, like
that Cyclops fight was dope too, because like I
Yeah,
believe that was
that
actually,
was
that's one of the only parts that was based off something in the game. Something with Cyclops. Trying to find like a sprite image.
because this game it was more of like a prequel to the first game, right? Something
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
the Castlevania timeline is almost as asinine as the Metal Gear timeline.
Oh, okay.
It's all crazy.
So it doesn't even matter.
Oh no, it's just kind of all out of order. But this is one of the first things. There's actually some that are like modern day. Like that's how far it goes. If I can just get a clear cut, these are all in Japanese. There's so many Castlevania games.
There are a lot. Have you played any of the Castlevania games? Like either of you?
Nope.
Symphony of the Night is the
No.
one I've predominantly played. That game's so good. Every time I try to go back and play like the NES ones, like they're tough. Like they're really tough.
Mm-hmm. They're not easy at all.
Yeah, they're not easy at all. And they just, frankly, just how heavy they feel just doesn't really appeal to me.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
jumping from ledges to ledges, like especially in the first like one, especially like once you make that jump, you can't go anywhere from
Yeah,
there.
you have to
Like
commit.
your mid jump, yeah. Like once you're mid jump, it's like shit, I can't go anywhere from here. You know, like you can't move mid jump like Mario or something like that. Like doesn't matter if it's into a fucking moving I don't know, it's enemy. It doesn't matter. You're screwed.
Yeah, you're screwed.
But
Alucard doesn't
but
have
the-
that problem. Like he's super mobile and he's really tight to control.
yeah, he's super tight.
He's super
But-
tight. Alucard's super tight.
Yeah. Yep, super tight to control. But the only Castlevania game I played through all the way was Super Castlevania 4. And that game was so much fun. It was basically a remake of the first Castlevania, just with better controls, work and whatnot. But that game was a lot of fun.
Oh, actually, I did play a lot of this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on the
It was-
SNES Classic too, I think.
Yeah, the SNES. Yeah. And I had on an emulator on the Wii, and I jailbreaked it and whatnot to get that emulator. And the only way I got through that game was using save states.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, just like because you had to save in one spot. And I'm like, I fucked up. Okay, I'll go back to the save, and just kept on doing that over and over again to get through that game because that was the only way to do it for me.
Yeah,
Because I wasn't gonna do it legitly. But it was a fun game. I loved it.
I can't recommend Symphony of the Night enough. Like that game still holds up and it's really fun.
Yeah,
The older
I have
ones
that
just
game.
don't.
Yeah, I have that game on Vita, and I keep on meaning to go back and finish that.
Feels great on Vita. You just gotta mess around with
Yeah,
with
especially-
the screen.
Mm-hmm. Especially the D-pad. Like the D-pad on the Vita is amazing.
Oh,
Like,
man.
it probably has the best D-pad out of any video game console ever.
I
Like, for me personally.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Yeah, that's where I played
Mhm.
it a lot. I played it on the plane to San Diego, like the whole
Oh,
way.
shit.
Like I was just like,
Damn.
this game is so good still, and then all the way back.
Hell yeah. And the music is amazing in that
The
game.
music
too.
is amazing. That's something that the series really messes up on, is that the music really isn't there a lot.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it too much.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is a missed
Well, where's the
opportunity
music?
because Castlevania has such a good soundtrack consistently.
Yeah.
I hope they
Like
fix
they
that.
should have had some like badass music playing when Alucard was showing up. Like,
He has a theme. Like they could have used his. theme.
yeah, come
Um,
on, like get it right.
Get it right. I want to hope that it's got to be like a licensing thing, and not a creative
Yeah,
decision.
It
Because
could
it's
be.
like, I don't know. It just seemed really weird that they didn't like capitalize on how good the music is.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'll have to look into it, but yeah, just that might be my biggest critique of the series, besides it being really short. That the missed opportunity to include some of the music. Like even Castlevania 3 specifically, that it's based on, has a lot of great tracks they could use.
Yeah, easily.
And then they also kind of tied some of the lore from Symphony of the Night in, because I mean, it all makes sense in hindsight, but at the time, obviously, it didn't exist.
Yeah.
Love it. Probably my favorite game adaptation. A lot of I know people really like some of the anime based adaptations, but this one, just the way that it fleshed out everything in the world, I immediately wanted to go play a Castlevania game after watching it.
Oh yeah.
Go check out
Gotta boot up the
Castlevania on Netflix if you haven't already. Castlevania.
Go do it.
So, Max, you're gonna recommend something to us?
Yeah, I'm gonna recommend a band that I've known since like 2008 called Red. They have like Christian roots, but their songs have like double meanings and stuff. They're hard rock / metal kind of Christian band. I like them a lot. They just came out with a new album on October 27th called Gone, and I've been just listening to it on repeat every day at work. Just it's a really like good album, I think, to get into with them, because it's just like it's a lot easier on the ears. They have a more poppy sound this time around, and the tracks flow really well, so it's like a really nice, easy listen in my opinion. So yeah, go check them out. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. I listen to them every day.
Hell yeah.
All right, go check out
yeah.
Red, the album Gone. I imagine it's on every
It's on
streaming
YouTube,
platform.
Spotify,
It's available.
iTunes.
All right,
All
excellent.
those.
Excellent. I've been meaning to check these guys out. I always forget about it, to be perfectly honest, and now I have no excuse. So,
Yep.
this has been episode 15 of Gridlife Digest. Thank you so much for listening. You can head over to, man, I'm so tired. You can head over to gridlifedigest.com to see everything we post, and consider subscribing on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube so you never miss a topic. We'll be back next Wednesday with another conversation. Look out for my Wolfenstein 2 review. Thank you so much, guys. This was Cozy. If you're still awake, you fucked up.
Cozy.
Cozy cast.
Thanks, guys.